Hey, welcome to the channel. Drip Network and the Animal Farm Twitter Spaces every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. 2023, we're doing it with a twist. Special guests every week. This week, NY Crypto Investor blasted off into 2023, and it is killer. You got to listen, but let me introduce you to the rest of the speakers. Twitter Spaces is hosted by Drip to Wealth, aka Kryptonite. We also had Rock Ape, Mo Crypto 777, Crypto Usher, Envelope City Inc., NYC Crypto, Crypto King 420, Trap DeFi, XP, Crypto 247, Crypto Mark 7, Don Sep DeFi, and your boy Moonshot Max. I'm telling you, we crushed it. We talked about the guardians of the reservoir. We talked about Droplet, talked about insights, strategies, and a host of other topics that you want to hear about.
NYC, the special guest.
Hey, good evening, man. Thanks for having me. I appreciate you, man. And shout out to everyone in the chat right now listening.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'm ready to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, whatever the community want to talk about.
No, that's good because we tend to have like a few talking points and then we open it up to the community. Because again, it's really about having a conversation with the broader audience, right? Because now we can actually pull you up on Twitter Spaces, literally hear your voice, and you can ask us a question or share an experience. And this is a little different than how we manage like YouTube and all the other social media platforms. So we just want to keep hitting them from all angles, do whatever we can to get the brand out there. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you. We just gotta have an open dialogue. You know what I'm saying? But on everyone just has to keep it. We have to keep it on a civilized manner. Because again, at the end of the day, we're a community, and we have to move in accordance, basically. We have to move.
And we're all in this together.
Yeah, for sure. So hey, shout out to you, Rock Ape, and everybody, Mo, ladies of the faucet, yeah, Todd Nugs, everybody that definitely follows me on Twitter and just shows support in general.
Yeah, this should be good, man. And that's what I love about it. To your point, it is a strong community, right? Because I think we all have the same goal in mind, and that's we want to see the Drip ecosystem be extremely successful, right? Because we're literally invested. Like we've got skin in the game. So whatever we can do to kind of move the needle and make people feel a bit more comfortable about deciding to invest in the ecosystem, despite what's going on at the macro level and, within the ecosystem itself, that there's reasons for people to be optimistic, right? There's no need for you to think about throwing a towel in. And that's why we have these conversations, right? To kind of cast out those elements of doubt and fear and all those other things. Like, let's really talk about what's concerning you. Let's address it head on. And hopefully, you get educated and feel better about what you're doing. You know what I mean? So let's do this. Mo!
Hey, man. How's it going? How's it going, guys?
Excellent, man. I got to say this out loud, man. It feels good to hear you guys' voice.
Oh, man.
Right?
You've been missing for so long, man. It felt like an eternity. I'm like, everything is happening. All these projects are going on, and then there's no kryptonite. What's going on?
Right, man. And I feel like I'm behind the 8 ball. So I appreciate you guys getting me caught up because there was like a to-do list when I got back.
Yeah, no problem.
All right,
Okay,
so
you missed Mo crossing 10,000 subs.
Yeah, who did 10,000 subs?
It's me. It's incredible, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know.
It's
You're
out of
like
control.
11,000 now, right?
Yeah, 11,700. Actually, I took a screenshot earlier at 11,777 because I just like that number. But you know what happened like recently where YouTube had this glitch in their views and whatever? It just suddenly stopped all the views and all the subs from coming in, and then it dropped my views and my subs from where they were to like 100,000. Well, it's still a lot, it's still like a lot of followers. Views. but
Hmm.
something happened and it just slowed down. But it's very, very amazing what happened over the last month. Like, it's out of control.
Yeah, Mo. I mean, that's just unreal to think
Yeah.
about where you started, right? Because you were under 1,000,
Yeah, I
and
was at
now you're like
800. Yeah, I
11,000.
was at eight
Come
hundred.
on,
It was out of control. 800 to 11,000 in a month in under 28 days. It's crazy. Yeah.
Insane.
bro. Like people tend to do this like when they're up close and personal. It's like, hey man, can you touch my hand? Because I need some of that magic.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
I need some of that magic. So hey, let's do this because I think everyone's familiar with how we do things. I'm gonna just go through it because what we're planning on doing is recording all of the Twitter Spaces, and we'll play it back on the Drip to Wealth YouTube channel. That way, the conversations and the interview and the strategies and the insights, they actually live forever. All right. So for anyone who can't make the call right on time, we could play it back. So let's just go ahead and get started and remind people this is why we're here. We're here to talk about the Drip Network and the animal farm ecosystem. And we're talking about strategies, functionality, insights, latest developments. And the
Tons
one
of.
thing, can you hear me? Go ahead, Rock.
I just said tons of latest developments. Like, you got Droplet, we got the Guardians, and then you got 4 developers working overtime.
Yeah, man, we're going to go through all of that. And that's why you want to be here, right? Because everyone lives a busy life. And sometimes maybe you don't want to sit through a 2-hour YouTube, and you can come here really quickly, get some quick insights, ask some questions, and move on about your day. But the subtle spin we're going to add to 2023, my plan is to have a guest speaker on, someone who's an advocate in the community or just simply passionate about the drip ecosystem. Will come on, allow them to kind of introduce themselves, tell us about their experience, why they chose to invest in the drip ecosystem, and allow them to talk about strategies and answer any questions. And then we'll go through our normal conversations. All right. So to start the year for
What a
2023,
better way.
we got NY Crypto from the Big Apple to Big City, blasting us off to 2023. Welcome, my friend.
Hey, man, that's thank you, man. I appreciate it. Hey, yeah, I'm excited, brother. I'm excited. 2023 is just I'm just optimistic, you know what I'm saying? I'm focused, you know what I'm saying? My mindset is clear. I got my FUD blockers on. Yeah, listen. And we're gonna get through this little hump. We're gonna get over this little hump. And we're all gonna be looking back and just kind of just laughing on it. And we're still gonna be holding these Twitter spaces, and we're just gonna move on. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have a whole new community.
Yeah.
As we move forward with these new utilities, I think we're just gonna continue to improve. You know what I'm saying? And whoever wants to, ride it out, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They're more than welcome to, and just be part of the community. You know what I'm saying? That's really all it is. I
Yeah.
mean, you have to moving forward, especially, just me personally, anybody that I recruit on my team is, they have to come in with a long-term mindset, and that's just a rule. You can't join my team if you don't have a long-term mindset.
No, and that's good. I'm glad you kind of brought that up. So for folks that are unfamiliar with NYC, he is a major advocate, a passion for educating in crypto in general, but specifically, obviously, in the drip and animal farm ecosystem. And recently, he has created an initiative to really start creating teams, like forming teams for people to join his faucet. And I just found that interesting because think about it, like some people could have an argument that maybe this is not the best time to recruit, right? Or add people to your team because of where Drip is. Maybe there's a little uncertainty. And you're like, nope, I disagree. I'm actually going to go heavy. And Rock Ape, I believe you had the same mindset. Like you were going to focus on like team building. So can you guys help me understand like why you decided to really level up your team building despite kind of what we're seeing in the market?
Two main reasons. One, it's never been cheaper to do. And I think that I thought about this as we were on our way down, that it's hard to promote something that you do know is going to continue to go down a bit. And so I held off, but I kept thinking and strategizing on what the next step was and tried to nail down what I thought a good team would look like. And there's
Yeah.
plenty of amazing examples, so that helped. And there's lots of examples of exactly what I don't want to do. And then I thought, I would feel a lot worse knowing that every single day it's going like we're at its peak, right? Like I want to get people in at their cheapest with the highest possible reward
Yeah.
at the end of the tunnel versus we're already at the top and we know we're going to hit another cycle that goes down. And it's a lot easier for people to understand the potential and the risk, right? When people were being told $197, this thing's going to 1,000, and it's only the moon. Those are the people that are devastated and rough today, right? Where they truly believed that. Whereas now, I think everybody understands that we're flatlined for a bit until we can come up with some ways to burn and have some utility and a little bit more community support. And so we know where we're at. We know that we're going to hover between like 40, 60, 70 cents for
Yeah.
a while until probably Scratchies comes out. And so
Yeah.
I think that there is that understanding, and that's kind of where it feels like the perfect time as people that get in now with a long-term mindset, they're going to be laughing in a year.
And you know what the funny part is it a bad idea to maybe have some stability in pricing? When I say stability, just kind of, trading within a range. That's maybe not a bad idea. Like the appreciation is probably what we all want, but just being able to predict what you could expect every day or every weekend in terms of what you can claim and rediversify back into the animal farm, like that in itself, lowers your anxiety when you know what you
Yeah,
can be getting every
yeah.
week. You know what I mean?
Obviously, if we're gonna be steady around a certain price, just the fact that your faucet is compounding on a daily or every second days, you're almost, if we're stable, you're almost guaranteed that your faucet amount is going to keep growing more and more and more. The more you hydrate, the better your chances are of maxing out at a higher total amount, right?
Yep.
It's obviously better if we appreciate in price. If we stay stable forever at a good price, then I'll take it. I'll take it anytime because you'll know. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you cut out for a
Oh,
second.
sorry, I got a call at the same time. You'll know
Yeah.
exactly what to expect if your price stays stable, as opposed to when it keeps going up in value and then goes down and then goes up and goes down. Then you're always going to have that anxiety and uncertainty, and that's what a lot of people
Yes.
fear because they all like, most of the people that I see talk about the price decrease. I like most of the people have said we've invested when the price was higher in like January or February, and they're seeing the
Yep.
price decline. But I haven't seen anybody say anything bad about Drip when the price was around $5, $4, $3, because when they started is at a good price compared to now, right? So they're relatively stable in comparison to those
Yeah.
who invested at a high and they're panicking.
Totally. Totally, Mo. Yeah, totally. And that's why I'm saying, man, the stability, just being able to predict the price goes a long way in terms of just kind of managing what you expect in terms of an ROI and how quickly you can get to that point, how much money you can use for disposable income, reinvesting, like all of that is a good thing. The appreciation is the cherry on top. You know what I mean? So NYC crypto, let me ask you that question because I don't want to get away from it. Team building aspect. What motivated you to ramp that up for 2023?
Yeah, so I just been pretty much laid back in the cut. Just, observing, getting familiar with the community, just building my followers, and just really just trying to be active, you know what I'm saying, before I even try to start recruiting. I want people to just kind of get comfortable and get familiar with me. Even though, this is Twitter and, nobody really, nobody takes Twitter seriously, but
Okay.
no,
Okay.
but
Hey, we
I
have
mean,
Elon Musk in the house. Come on, that guy's gonna take Twitter
hey,
serious.
but no,
He-
all jokes aside, yeah, so 2023, like I said, I said, you know what, it's time. And on top of that, I was gonna come in raising the bar, and that's exactly what I did. You know what I'm saying? And you guys got to experience. You're one of them that's
Absolutely.
gonna get to experience that. And
Yeah.
now I just have a straight up terms and forever terms and conditions that you can join my team under, and it's never gonna change.
hmm
And
And what are they? Because I thought they were pretty explicit and
oh yeah,
intentional. Yeah.
that was for the first round. That was for the first round. That was the bonus round. And the smart folks like yourself and a few others, took
Todd, I think
advantage.
Todd was there too. Yep.
Todd, yeah,
Yep.
Todd. I don't want to, what I'm saying, I don't want to shout anybody out like that, but yeah. So that first round was obviously it was guaranteed 7 drip per week for 6 months, and
Woo! Yeah.
that's really it's really unheard. Actually,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I'm pretty much the
Yeah.
only one that guarantees a ROI on your investment in airdrops.
Yeah, man.
So if you were to just stick with the program and compound for 6 months with the 7 drip you're getting per week plus the compounding effect, you're gonna you're gonna 3x, maybe 4x, whatever it is, your initial investment. But that's without even adding anything to it. So
hmm
yeah, so that was kudos to you and everybody else that jumped on that. But moving forward, it's gonna be a flat out 5 drip per week for 6 months, and that's guaranteed, and that's 120% ROI on your 100 drip deposit. So
NYC.
I
I
mean,
really do. Well, I'm not even going to say I hope. I know people play the Twitter Spaces back all the time. And when they hear that, they should be flooding your wallet address.
bro, I'm not
You
even
should
listen.
have more than enough people interested in joining your team just on that.
Listen, I already put it out there for the next recruitment, and this is happening every first of the month. So if you miss it, this next upcoming recruitment, which is February 1st, then you have to catch the next wave. But I'm just putting it out there. You know what I'm saying? I don't put no pressure. I just lay it out what it is, so there's no miscommunication. It's just flat out. You know what I'm saying? You know what you're signing up for. There's no disagreements. There's no arguments. There's no misunderstandings, and it's just straight up. You're gonna earn. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna earn your You're gonna earn your rewards. And it's gonna benefit. It's gonna benefit everybody. It's gonna benefit the team. It's gonna benefit the ecosystem. And it's gonna encourage compounding and just being positive within the ecosystem.
Yeah. And let me ask you this before we switch gears. Like, where does the passion and the generosity come from? Think about it. You just said the way that you have decided to incentivize people for joining your team is unprecedented, right? Again, the new bonus is 5 drip tokens every week for 6 months. Like, where does that passion and that desire to be so generous come from? And then why drip? Like, why do you still believe so firmly in drip?
Damn, that's a great question, man. Basically, man, just to keep it simple, it just comes down to my belief system, um, and how I basically how I move in real life. You know what I'm saying? Like the way I am in Twitter, I am on Twitter. I'm basically in real life. I'm a humble guy. I've been through, I've been through my ups and downs. I know what it is to struggle, and what I know, one thing I know for sure about the drip community and why I signed up is because we pretty much are all on the same page. Minus the bad actors. Everyone in drip pretty much has a goal. They have one common goal, and that's to become financially free.
Yeah,
And that spirit right there is what keeps Drip Network going.
yeah,
um the good always outweighs the bad. You know what I'm saying? And I see that there's no other community like Drip. I've been in other communities. I've been in other projects. I've been, the whole 22. I went through it with everybody else.
hmm
And Drip is the obvious. It's the obvious choice. You know what I'm saying? It's the obvious safe haven. How could you just ignore that? You know what I'm saying? How can you ignore
yeah,
a protocol that's been around for 21 months, paying out a consistent 1% per day? It's just like, it's obvious that, man, um, the people that are just fudding and just have nothing better to do with their time, they, like those folks, I wish them the best. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But me, I don't
We'll be
entertain it.
back.
I don't entertain it. I just go about my business. I try to keep it positive and just look forward ahead to the good times, because right now we're in the bear market, and that's just a fact. That's just what it is. And now's the time to accumulate. And you know,
yeah,
we're those of us who are committed and are have that strong mindset and are just looking past all the negativity. We're definitely gonna we're gonna come out of this you know on a positive side. You know what I'm saying? And
I agree.
we're gonna continue to move forward. We're gonna strive. We're gonna get through this, and that's gonna solidify us. It's gonna solidify this right here.
Yeah,
This situation we're going through right now. We just survived literally a whole year of FUD,
yeah,
a whole entire year.
yeah.
And what other community has done that? Like no, like it's it's
What
it's
other
it's,
community is still bullish after a year of that?
it's
Say that
crazy,
again,
man.
Rocket.
I said, what other community is still bullish and excited for the future after a full year of hateful comments and having to deal with all the crap that the drip community does?
I can't think of one. No.
Yeah, it doesn't exist, man. It just doesn't exist. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, listen, we're gonna reap the benefits, and
Yeah,
that's and I believe it. There's a lot of us that believe it. And it's just obvious. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, that's it, brother. That's my testimony.
no, and that's what I wanted to hear because again, people don't know your story, and I want to give people an opportunity to kind of come on every week and share their personal testimony and talk about their life, how they got into crypto, and why they are still so committed to the drip ecosystem, because that's important for people to hear. Some folks don't understand our situations, and they're different for everyone. And I want someone to get on these spaces one week and identify with one of our guest speakers, and that's going to happen. And when that message resonates for that person, it's going to give them the trust and the confidence to just forge ahead, right? Or to be smarter about the way that they invest in crypto in general, or even some insights on an appropriate strategy within our ecosystem. right? Or some message that they need to respond to in terms of a footer if they want to play that game, right? So this is why we have the spaces, right? So NYC Crypto, man, I'm glad you shared your personal testimony with us. That was dope. All right. So let me welcome Moonshot is on here. I see some new faces. Susie's made it on the call. DPMD is on the call. Who else is here? We got Mighty Mofo. I love that one. That's
I
good.
see Elon has his hand up.
Elon, I see you, brother. Can you speak? Let's see. I've got you as a speaker.
What's up, guys?
We are fantastic. Wait a minute. We've got some background.
What's going on, man?
Been a couple of weeks since I've been on. Been busy, but how y'all been?
Man, it's been good.
Good.
Doing good, doing good. We haven't really missed anything because we haven't done those spaces in 2 weeks.
Oh, all right. Well, then that explains why I haven't seen him on here.
Exactly.
So,
Hey, we're hearing sometimes
Somebody's got really bad feedback.
is it on my end?
Yes.
Huh. I'm not sure why you're getting feedback.
It's more of we're hearing ourselves back.
Oh, I have no idea why that is. Hold on. Let me get off, and I'll come back on, and then bring me back up. It'll only take a second.
Perfect.
Hey, that sounds like an evil meth head in the back. Shout out to Ray Bartertown.
Shout out to Ray.
Hey, he was live earlier talking about the droplet project. So we gotta definitely shout out DeFi Proof for that.
Yeah, he did a good rundown. I watched most of that. I was trying to listen while I was working.
I hopped in for like 5 minutes and then I quit because I'm still at work, so.
No, I'm glad everyone's on the call. Moonshot, can you hear me, brother? Hey, Moonshot, you there?
Yo, what up?
What's happening, my friend? Hey, this is what I want to do because there's
Hey,
a
bro.
couple of things I want to cover tonight, and the Guardians of the Reservoir is at the top of the list. I will be surprised if there's anyone on this call tonight that is unaware of it. But in the event that they are kind of sleeping under a rock, Moonshot, can we give them a ray of sunshine? Can we give them a dose of vitamin D, right? Can we help them understand what's happening?
Man, what's happening is 12 minds, 12 people that is working very hard in the background in order to raise the drip price. And what's happening is a lot of times people are waiting on somebody else to start doing something, but we are talking about 12 people that came together that said, you know what? I'm not worried about my YouTube channel. I'm not worried about my ego. I'm not worried about anything else but raising that drip price. And we said, you know what? We're going to do something that's going to attack the drip reservoir. And if we could input a lot of BNB into there, we're able to just, raise that drip price floor and try to get it to $1, So this project is just a union of how powerful when people are on the same accord, things could happen. Because LD thought about it, Unmade Sugar thought about it, and they was running the idea. Then I heard about it, and I was like, yo, this idea is dope.
Yes.
This idea is just bullish. And then I just came in the mix and say, you know what? If we're serious about this, I think we should come up with a different route on how to make it successful. And you too, Crypto Mark, Rock Ape, just everybody, Wolverine, like everybody is just putting in their own 2 cents.
Yes.
And everybody has a different role. Sometimes people in the project, they might have a front role where they're making decisions about this and that. But I always applaud the people in the background. That's the rationale behind everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rock Ape and you, very rationale. about why things are going on and how it will affect. So you guys take a step back and say, no, this is the real issue right here, and you show us different, lenses. So everybody's just valuable in this project, and this is just an NFT project, guys. That's super bullish. Unmade Sugar DeFi, right? Like, he's just a genius.
Yeah, and his artwork is
Yeah.
stunning. Yeah, and I'm actually gonna try to get his butt on tonight because I
Oh
want
yeah.
him to give him
And
his
his
flowers.
background work, like just the idea, all the stuff that he's so knowledgeable about for the marketplace, kind of blew me away. It's been amazing.
It's so amazing that we are just friends, and we never knew our real gifts and talents are, and we have a legitimate project on our hands, birthed from people that didn't even know each other like a few months ago.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how the community is banding together. People are joining the Telegram. People are on Twitter. People are just interested because the drip community is waiting for something to happen. And
Yes.
we know Forest Shark is working in the background. No one is, I think, debating the fact that he's working. Anytime you don't hear from this guy, you already know he's putting in like 18-hour days, 20-hour days.
Right.
But but people are waiting for something to happen, and we're just bringing a project because as a like a dripster, right? Technically, we are supposed to deposit BNB into the reservoir, right?
Yeah.
Every person, that joins the drip network should be depositing at least 0.1 BNB. But it's very difficult for everyone to do that because a lot of people don't see the point in it, or they say, I'm not going to make really big gains
Yeah.
in the reservoir. So what's the point?
Yeah.
So a lot of us, thousands and thousands of us, are not doing it. And before, I was definitely one of them, right? I was not doing it. Well, I say, what's the point of doing it, right? I'm not really making a return, whatever, right?
Yes.
But this NFT project is giving you a huge incentive to not to give the Guardians any BNB, but every single BNB is going to be sent to the reservoir, whether you're buying the NFTs, whether you are trading them. We are not keeping not a dime, not a nickel, not a penny.
None of it.
None of it is
right.
By the community, for the community.
The
Come
only
on, man.
the only 20% that's taken out of the reservoir is to give back to the community as rewards or used to do some burn or buybacks. That's the only reason why we're taking any BNB out of it.
That's the only way.
Look how unselfish people are in this community.
Oh yeah. And we're also giving our Guardians drip faucet account. Every Guardian is adding 100 drip to that account to build up that drip account. And we understand that we don't want to give out drip rewards so people could sell it. So that's why we're airdropping all of the rewards.
Come on, man.
So therefore, there's no selling pressure on drip. Everybody's building through the bear market their drip accounts by getting these NFTs. And people might say, oh, but I'm not guaranteed to win every single week. Yeah, but you are guaranteed to win for life, because when the faucet maxes out, everybody who owns the NFT is going to share in one of those claim days. So imagine when the bull market comes and the drip faucet account just maxed out, and you're sitting on 200 drip, and the price of drip is like, let's say, $50. Imagine that 0.1 BNB that you said you wasn't gonna buy this NFT with. Imagine if that turned to like $1,000 or $10,000. Who knows, right?
Yeah.
So, but that's just a clear picture on why you should hold the NFTs. And of course, if we want to talk about the gamification aspect, we want everyone to trade the cards, because we want you guys to, get that golden Forex NFT. Very limited, only 5. One we are going to auction off for 10 days. I'm going to try to put my bid in, but I know Mo is going to outbid me. Drip to Wealth is going to outbid me. Rock is going to outbid me. Then I'm going to try to bid again. Then all of a sudden, Stunner Breezy said in his video that he wants the golden Forex.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, how crazy was that?
Thing.
I don't think we're outbidding Stunna.
No, come on, hold on. Let's not gloss over that one. Can we tell the story, please? People have got to know that you guys hear me say this all the time, and it's relevant in construction. So whenever you go down a busy street and you hear noise, that's an indication that people are being productive. So I always say in our small group, we have to start making noise because people are eventually going to hear us. And someone heard us, and his name is Stunner Breezy. Right,
Oh
Mushot?
man.
You got to tell a story. Come
I
on,
mean,
man.
listen, I was at work again. I'm always at work and people sending me these messages and they're like, yo, Stunner Breezy featured the Guardians of the NFT project, you know, on his channel. I mean, like his thumbnail, guys, was our project.
Boom.
That's how massive, like, people don't
I
really
think I'm
put the
famous.
entire thumbnail, right? They'll put a little symbol, a little sign, a couple words, right? But he used the entire thumbnail as our NFT Guardians. That's how bullish he is on it.
Come on,
So
man.
when I heard that, I watched the video, I was like, wow, this is really making some noise. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna talk to him. So I sent him a private DM and I was hoping that he answered and he answered me. And I was like, hey, yo, really appreciate you on what you did in the video, and thank you for supporting us and everything like that. And he was like, "Listen, bro, I want to be down with the NFT project, and I want to be Black Panther." And I was like, "Oh man, sorry, bro, but you
Right.
can't be Black Panther because DeFi
Yes.
download
Yes.
is
Yes.
our Black Panther." So he didn't message me back for like a couple hours, and I was like, "Oh man." He's probably
Hmm.
mad right now. He's probably feeling salty.
Yeah.
But then he DM'd me back and he was like, "Yo, is these other two characters taken?" And I don't want to say it because
Of
original
course.
will reveal. And
Yeah.
I was like, "No, if you want to be them, that's fine." And he was like, "Okay, so I'm gonna choose one." And then I was like, "Let's do a collaboration." And he was like, "Cool, man." And that was it. And like it was super simple, super easy to talk to him. He's laid back. And
Hmm.
he's a person with few words. He would give you 2 or 3 words, and it's done. Like
Okay.
so, I was super super excited. But just the fact that Stunner Breezy and I said it too. I said it in the chat. I said, listen, if we build this up, everyone will come to it.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna
Yeah,
come
you
to it.
did. Yeah, you did.
And it's
And I said,
happening. It's happening.
and,
Yeah.
and it's happening right now because we took the time in the background to really think this through. And the talents that we all have just magnified through this project.
Agreed.
And everyone is just so bullish about it, so happy about it. Everybody's talking about the trading aspect. And it's just, for me, it's just something that we could look back 5 years from now, 10 years from now and say, yeah, I was a part of that.
Yeah.
And I made that happen.
I
So I
agree,
think,
Moonshot. I
yeah,
agree. And let's do this too, because if we could, can we give them an idea of kind of how it works for people who, again, this is their first time hearing about it? We've got them amped up and now they want to participate because we've got like an OG who's supporting the initiative. You told them about the brilliant minds that really thought through it to make certain that it was good for the community, that it created utility, and that it funded the reservoir to maintain, a much better word, help sustain a price floor
yes,
for
yes.
drip. So now tell people like, how do they get involved and how did it work? And then what are the benefits?
Oh yes, definitely. Right now we are holding our art competition to get a whitelist, and every Guardian's gonna have a couple whitelists to give away. So you want to go and join, subscribe to their channel, leave some comments down below, because we definitely said to ourselves we want everyone to have a fair share in getting these NFTs. Only 168 NFTs will be created. So therefore, people are going to definitely try to get as much as they can. I believe we have a 5 mint limit. So for our regular NFTs, it is 0.1 BNB. And for our zombie edition, right, it's going to be 0.25 BNB. So right now, If BNB is $300, you're paying $30 for a standard edition, and you're paying about $75 for the zombie edition. So what are the incentives? Well, like we said, you are going to purchase your NFTs. All the BNB is going to go in the reservoir. We have a Drip Faucet account where we're going to be building up and compounding. So if you win during the week, because all of the NFTs, all the wallet addresses is going to be on a big wheel, LD is going to spin it every single Wednesday. And if it lands on a standard edition, you're going to get the prize, and the prize is going to be the current airdrop of that Drip Faucet. If you have a zombie edition, instead of getting a 1 day prize, you're going to get a 2 day claim from that faucet. And we're going to start out with about 12 drip for the faucet, because we're going to have at least 1,200 drip. So zombie edition, you'll get 24 drip. Standard edition, you'll get 12 drip. But that's not the best part. The best part is, as we continue to compound, as we continue to add guardians into the reservoir, that drip faucet is going to grow. And as it grows, your rewards grow. So the people that's actually getting the rewards later is going to thank us a lot, because they're 50 BNB. I'm sorry, 50 drip, 75 drip, 100 drip, right? 150 drip. And no one could say, man, I can't believe I got into this project and I didn't win nothing. You cannot say that, because when we have a max wallet, you will get an automatic 1 day claim from that wallet. So you will win. So the price that you paid for this NFT, that 1 day claim of a max wallet, you are going to make your money back and a lot more. So everyone's gonna win. So it's a super bullish idea. And then we added the gamification aspect to it, where we wanted you guys to trade these NFTs, right? Sometimes it's all good to sit there and look at something that's shiny, that looks all nice and new, but the fun is when you interact with it, right? And the NFTs, we wanted you guys to interact with it. So we have we have different elements, right? We have the drip, we have pigs, we got dogs, we got BUSD, BNB. What else we got? And we got Breep, right? So we said to ourselves, we wanted to educate people about the drip ecosystem, right? So there's a reason why we have these elements, because we want you guys to know the LP pairs and how it supports the ecosystem. But in order for you to get the golden forex, which is only one in auction, the other 4 is going to be on standby. It's going to be in the background. You cannot mint the golden forex. I don't care how much money you have. You have to trade the NFTs.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
So you must form the 6 LPs, right? The 6 LPs is Drip BUSD, Pigs BUSD, Dogs BUSD, Drip BNB, Pigs BNB, and Dogs BNB. And don't forget about the Breep token. Every dripster understands they got to have some Breep tokens in their wallet. So once you get all 13 of these cards, because each card, guys, is going to be different elements. LD might be a drip when I mint him, but when Drip to Wealth mint LD, he might be a dog or a pig.
Yep.
So everything is being randomized. Everything is going to be just different. So where people's going to have the same advantage. No one's going to have a great advantage. Obviously, the ones that buy more NFTs is going to have a great advantage, but still, you still need to get all 13 cards. And once you do, and you head to the website, you're going to see that button, the mint button of the Golden Forex glow.
Hey, Moonshot, can you hear me still?
Yes.
Okay, give me 1 second. I just want to confirm with some other folks. Did his pitch change a little bit?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, the pitch changed a little bit. Moonshot, let me hear you again.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it's off, Moonshot.
It's off. Let me. I was in the basement. Let me head up to the first floor.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Because my basement be having some type of. Do I sound better now?
Sounds the same.
Maybe quit the stream and then come back in.
Yeah, let's do that.
The
Okay.
live.
Okay. Yeah, because I want to make sure people get it. Yep. All right. So while we get
So
Moonshot Max
just
back in.
to clarify on one thing that he mentioned, the transaction is the minting is going to allow each person to mint a maximum of 5 NFTs per transaction. But then if you want to do multiple transactions, I think you can mint multiple NFTs. But I'd have to confirm that last part. It's under construction.
Got it. Yeah, and I see we've got a few. There's my guy, Experience Crypto 247. What's happening? Welcome to the call, my friend. Who else is on here? That's Crypto. I see you. Check your DM, my friend. Let's see who else we got on here. Trap DeFi, welcome to the call.
Hey, let Moonshot speak again.
Okay. Moonshot. Moonshot, you still there?
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
You're good.
Oh yeah,
Much
perfect. I had to go from the basement to the second floor.
Right now, so do you need a moment to catch your breath?
Oh,
you know,
man.
when you're running?
Man, I'm running up the steps and I'm hoping that I don't fall.
I already know. That's when you question yourself, like, damn it, I got to get to the gym. Good stuff, bro. Hey, look, man, I wanted to make certain people heard the message loud, clearly, because it is so critical. Like people, and I'm going to reemphasize this, and you said it earlier, and I don't want it to go unnoticed. You said people are waiting for Forex Shark. And that's true. Like people are being spectators, right? And it sounds like, you know, in every community, you have people that really want to be in the game. And clearly, the 12 of us want to be in the game. Like we want to say, give me the ball, coach. Like I want to run with it. Do you understand what I'm saying? And then you have other people that are spectators, and that's just fine because you need everyone to play a role.
Exactly.
Right. So I just want to make certain that people understand that this is the utility that people have been asking for, and it is driven by the players on the field. So I didn't want them to miss any of it. All right.
Oh, yeah.
So right on.
Oh yeah, I mean, so getting back to the gamification. Now, if you want to just purchase NFTs, right, and have a chance to go on the wheel to win some drip, that is perfectly fine. But based off of the gamification, guys, the Golden Forex NFT, I can't even tell you the prize. That's how great it is. The Golden Forex will dominate any NFT that we put out. Obviously, it's the Golden Forex. I mean, it's Forex Shark himself.
Yeah.
So you're gonna want it because as you look at the cards, you're gonna want to collect the cards like Pokemon. Like the cards, the Unmade Sugar did a wonderful job. Everything is just well thought out, and the cards are addicting. Like for me personally, I want to collect all the cards, but I know I gotta go through the whole system in order to collect the cards.
Agreed.
So once you get your 6 LP pairs and your brief token, the mint button of the Golden Forex is going to glow, and you're gonna finally be able to mint a Golden Forex. But it's not gonna be easy, guys. You know, I'm a math teacher, so I'm thinking about the numbers all the time playing in my head.
I can only imagine.
Don't think that you're gonna just go to the marketplace and get all 13 cards.
No, sir.
No, sir. We want you to put in some work, right? We all working over here. We want you to go to the Twitter space. We want you to go to the Telegram. Go engage with the community. Go ask them, hey, bro, I need a brief card. Yo, bro, I need a drip card. Do you have a drip card? Because I need it. And the person that might have a drip card, right, bought it for 0.1 BNB, but he might want to sell it to you for 0.2 BNB. But every time you guys trade cards, right, 25% of those trades is gonna go back to the what? To the reservoir. So as you guys trade the cards and try to get the Golden Forex, more BNB is gonna go into the reservoir, which we are going to compound and compound and compound. So the more you trade, right, the more you're proactive, the more the drip price floor is going to be cemented.
Come on, man. Yep.
And that's what we are talking about. Now, if the NFTs sell out, and because Stunner Breezy talked about the project, I'm not a mind reader. I'm not a person that knows about the future, but I'm thinking these NFTs are gonna sell out.
That's a
Really,
safe
really
bet.
fast.
Mo, Rocket, is that a safe bet?
Like what I'm thinking is, I'm just looking back at the bull market, the last bull market we just had,
Mhm.
and I was a little bit into NFTs because the like overhype of all the NFTs that was going on. There was like always these small little projects that were coming out with some cool art, and out of nowhere it just explodes in value, and then you were hoping to get like a 3-4x kind of thing. And a lot of people were like trading these Solana NFTs and whatnot. All of those NFTs, they were coming in like 5, 6, 7, some of them in 10,000 batches. So these NFTs can sell out. These ones can sell out in a day, no problem. Like this is, for me, is not even a second thought. Just because there's a lot of hype around it, a lot of community members are sharing it all over the place. Stunna shared a video about it. Like, until people actually understand the amount of money coming into the reservoir because of this, compounded forever and on multiple different phases, that's when they're going to understand the power of this project, and that's when a lot more people are going to get involved. And this is just the first phase. Wait
Oh
until
yeah.
the second phase come in, where Stun is going to be a guardian. At that point, he's going to share his excitement, and everything's going to explode out of there. You know,
Come
and
on.
we're already getting so many people DMing us wanting to be guardians. It's not like people out of nowhere, like, we don't even know these people. I want to be a guardian. How can I join? You know?
Can I say something to that?
Right on,
Yeah.
Rocket. Yes.
Jump on.
So agreed. I was in NFTs in the last bull run too, and watched it go up and watched it go down, and held the whole way. And I was searching and begging for NFTs with actual utility. And the crazy part is not only is this, like, people think, oh, this is just another faucet or an interesting team dynamic, but this is going on for life. Like, the idea that you don't have to have a buddy address, and then the next, as soon as it maxes out, it's over. This is forever. And not only is it forever, it's also helping the community. And this is probably the first of its kind as an NFT. Like, I understand there's been other DeFi NFT projects, but nothing like this. And then definitely nothing built by the community of that DeFi project. And then on top of, like, most NFT projects are built on like a layer 1 or layer 2, or an actual, like, the developer of their own DeFi project will take it on. But I don't think there's ever been a community initiative for a project like this. It's just absolutely incredible, the fact that this is actually possible, and that's what makes me so excited for Drip. And then we're talking, there's going to be a phase 2, there's going to be a phase 3, there's going to be a phase 4, because we have too many creative minds that just want to keep building.
Listen, we got S Crypto 101 in the house.
Yes.
We got Experience Crypto 24/7. There is so much talent in the Drip community. This phase could go on for forever. But even though the phases will go on forever, just remember there's only 5 limited golden forexes.
Oh my God. You're making it so much more exciting.
It's the first one to mint the golden forex. They're going to have the bragging rights, and they're going to see the rewards, and they're going to understand why we made them work so hard for it. And we're going to be super excited because everybody's going to win. Not only the investors, but the Drip community is going to win. There's no community out there that's doing something like this, that's building like this. And on top of that, we have Droplet, which is, burning that Drip, sending it to the tax vault. That's another initiative. So we have so much great minds, and we got so much talent that's willing and able to be awoken in order to do something great. So we just want to support everybody and anybody. As long as you're part of our Drip, you're a Dripster, you can always talk to us, follow us on Twitter, send us comments. We want to hear your ideas. We want to hear your input. We want to just be a solid, founded, grounded community, right? So shout out to
Totally.
everybody, man.
Totally. And this is the power of the community. Like you said, if we figure out how we leverage whatever our life passion is to contribute to the process, can you imagine where we will be 3 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now? Because we are asking for people to be a part of the process, right? And that doesn't necessarily have to be an NFT, a guardian of the reservoir. If you have a creative mind, there's an art competition, right? So if you're creative in terms of creating, flyers and posters or music or poems or editing videos, like there's a way for people to get involved, and we just got to remember the focus is brand awareness to the drip ecosystem. It's essentially our way of marketing to the rest of DeFi, and then eventually to retail, and everyone's got a vested interest in that process. So just figure out a way to get involved, right? Just figure out a way to get involved. Rock 8, you're trying to say something? I'm going to make sure. No? Okay, so let me do this because I do want to give Droplet some love. Let's shout out Mike is on here. Let's see, Mike Crypto Cubit. Mike, let me know if you want to say something to the people. Who else do we have on here tonight? We've got Dogman Dripper. I see you, my friend. Who else? Who else do we have? Sleepy. Welcome.
We got Ants Girl in the house. Shout out to the ladies of the faucet.
Hey, I love it when the ladies show up and
We got Susie
represent.
F in the house.
Come
Lady
on.
Mania in the house.
Right
Lady
on.
Mania in the house. Shout outs.
See, Palm Beach James. See what happens? You become a celebrity on Wednesdays. We shout you out. You get a shout out. Right. You get a shout out every Wednesday. All right, let's do this. Because I do want to give Droplet some love since we're talking about community projects and utilities. Moonshot. And make sure that for those people who don't know, everyone who is on tonight's call is an influencer in some way. Everyone has a YouTube channel. And if you look at the very top of the screen, I'm actually pinning their Twitter pages. And if you head to their Twitter page, do two things. One, go ahead and follow them. And then two, click on the link that takes you to their page in YouTube. And if it's not there, use their name, right? Their handle, their Twitter handle, to locate them in YouTube and then subscribe to their channel. And the reason I say that is Moonshot Max and everyone in our small group has great videos on Drip, the ecosystem, and the two projects we just talked about, the Guardians of the Reservoir and then Droplet, right? So I want to kind of transition over to Droplet. Moonshot, can you take that one too? Get people up to speed on Droplet, because I saw your last video. It was dope.
Oh yeah, sure. Droplet, of course, is a tomb fork. If anyone knows anything about the tomb forks, you know, the OGs in the house, they know Tomb Finance made so much money back then, and whoever got in early made a killing. And obviously, when you do well, forks start to come out, and the forks do okay, but they don't do as well as Tomb. But now, a twist to Droplet is that it's a Tomb fork, but they got bots involved, right? And before I say anything about bots, and I know people are very kind of particular and they feel kind of queasy when they hear the word bots. We have a dev called Paris, and he's a docs dev that shows his face, that interacts with the community. I talk to him all the time, almost every single day about the project. And he's an OG. He's been around. Ray knows him. Uh, Crypto Mischief knows him. Like he's been around
Okay.
a few circles, right? And the
Yeah.
one thing about Paris is that he got rugged just like everybody probably in here, right? He got
Right.
rugged. He got, you know, exploited somehow, and he said to himself, "I want to learn how to read code because, you know, that I'm just tired of getting rugged." So he learned how to read code, and all of a sudden he got all into it, and he then became a dev. And he had a past project called Venom. I think it's called Venom Finance, and it was a tomb fork as well. But now he's adding the bots to it, and he was talking to me about the bots, and he said the bots are particular in arbitrage bots, right? They're just looking for price fluctuations for different exchanges, buy low, sell high to maintain the peg. Because when it comes to a tomb fork, is all about maintaining that peg, which is 1.01. So the more you maintain the peg, the more the lit token is going to mint, and we know that it's all about that peg. Now, DeFi Proof and Baby Compound obviously are the front heads behind the project. They're OGs in the space.
Yeah.
They created this dope Telegram called the Drip Labs. So if anybody have any ideas about any type of project what you can bring to the table, head to the Drip Labs. That's where these projects are pretty much forged and born, right? But the one thing I want to say about Droplet is it's not going to stop with Droplet. It's not going to stop with Droplet. If anyone here knows about GMX and how the GMX token right now is doing very, very well, even though it's a bear market, right? He's going to come out with a GMX fork as well, which is going to be crazy bullish. If you hold the 1% NFTs, he's going to give you a APR booster for those NFTs when the GMX fork actually comes out. I believe the third thing that I'm not sure about the third project that he's going to come out with, but I know the last one is going to be the Lit blockchain.
Okay.
So this is a guy that has an entire ecosystem already being built, and he's trying to support his projects by building out the entire ecosystem. But they launched today, and right now the Lit token is sitting roughly around I believe $4.70. So it's doing pretty well. It launched at $1, so right now you're at a 4.7x.
Mm-hmm.
You want to take that Lit token and you want to form an LP with BUSD, and you want to stake it in the Genesis pool. Now there's two pools. The Genesis pool of the Lit BUSD is paying 80% of the rewards. So that's the pool that you want to jump into. And the other pool is going to be BUSD BNB. And that pool right now is filled up, I believe, with 250K.
Got it. Wow.
So it's doing very well. I believe the TVL right now is pushing to 300,000.
Okay, and it just launched today, right?
And it just launched around, I believe, 1 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
So it's doing pretty good. Then what's gonna happen tomorrow is they're gonna introduce two more pools. They're gonna introduce the BUSD Drip LP pool. So never financial advice, but you could unstake your Drip BUSD, throw it into that pool,
Yeah.
and earn some Lit tokens. And they're also gonna have another pool tomorrow. I believe it's the BNB also Lit pool. But you really want to get into the BUSD Lit pool because it's paying out 80% of all of the reward. So that's the Genesis launch for Wednesday and Thursday. On Friday, there's no more Lit tokens that's going to be minted. The share pool is going to come out, and the share pool is where you obviously create your Lit BUSD, or I'm not too sure if it's BUSD or Lit BNB. Form that LP, and you're gonna stake it into that pool, and then you're gonna earn golden drip shares. Now, golden drip share is what you need in order to stake in the boardroom, which is gonna open up on Saturday. And when you stake your golden drip shares right now in the boardroom on Saturday, you're gonna be earning Lit tokens.
Gotcha.
So it sounds a little complicated.
No, which is good. And again, so our job is to provide the insights. And then if they need further clarity, what are we asking people to do? Follow you on Twitter and everyone else who's a speaker on the call. And then again, 99.9% of us have YouTube channels. So if you really want the meat behind the top line picture that we just painted for you guys, you got to head over to the YouTube channel because Moonshot Mo did an excellent breakdown on Droplet. And the point that we really want to make is that there's two community-driven initiatives, all focused on utility for drip, and in one case, burning drip. And that's the Guardians of the Reservoir, the NFT trading cards, and then you've got Droplet. right? So find a way to make people aware of these projects and actually get involved somehow. Not financial advice, but share the message, get invested if you have any dry powder, try to be a part of the process. Cool. Cool. Let's see who else we got on here. All right. Moonshot, I appreciate you going in depth about Droplet. And I'm actually going to try to get those guys on here in the next couple of weeks or so. Because by that time, it would have been in the market for a couple of months. They should be able to talk about the TVL, how's it performing, and why people should trust it a bit more. And I think that's probably what maybe a handful of people are doing, just kind of sitting on the sidelines and trying to figure out how things are going to play out before they invest their capital. Yeah. So by that time, it would have been out for a few weeks and people can really see how it's going to perform.
Yes, sir.
Cool. All right. So let's do this really quick because it's about 6 o'clock. And I just want to make sure that people are aware that tomorrow there's the stable swap that's going to take place on the 19th. And at that point, you're supposed to be able to swap out and migrate your stable coins to the new stable LP. So there's going to be some type of AMA, I believe, tomorrow to kind of help people understand how that's going to work. And then it's going to go live. So again, the stable swap, I think that's some feature that allows you to trade the stable pairs with the lower slippage on Pancake Swap. And the Animal Farm had to migrate over so that we can maintain our back-end capital rehypothecation functionality, right? So we had to do it. And then there's going to be some type of migrate button on the Animal Farm. And my guess is you hit this button and you go through a series of, I believe, 8 steps to actually get you migrated over to the new stable LP. And there will be a 2% withdrawal fee. So there was no way around withdrawing the LP. So there will be a 2% tax on the withdrawal, but no other fees associated with migrating over to the stable LP. All right. So that should take place tomorrow. And then the other thing worth mentioning is that by this point, everyone should be aware that we got the injections of about, was it close to like $500,000 in injections across the Animal Farm, I believe. Pigpen, Dog Pound, and some BNB. I think it was close to like $500,000. That took place earlier this week as well. All right. So who do we have here? Let me just go through. Someone's asking a question. Let's see if we got this one. Okay, let's see if we can go through this one. I just got this question. Are we concerned about the price of pigs? And if not, why? So pig price, let me see if I can pull it out really quick here. Pigs are currently trading, and let me connect my wallet just to make sure we get the right price, at about $88. Is anyone concerned, or do we see that as an opportunity? What are you guys thinking?
I mean, pigs went all the way down to 55, and then people bought it up, and it went back up to 125. So I'm not really too concerned. I hear a lot of people say that they're selling more pigs to buy more dogs at these prices, and the supply of dogs is very big. There's a lot of supply of dogs, so the price movement is not a lot. It's not fast. It's not quick, basically. So personally, I'm not too worried about it. I know that ultimately it's going to earn me stable coins, which is the goal of this ecosystem. Not only that, but just generally, I like accumulating BUSD. Just in the case where I might need it to buy any coin in a dip or any bear market opportunity. So for me, pig price right now might be down just because a lot of people are selling and trading so that they can buy more dogs or buy more drip. Ultimately, as long as it stays in the ecosystem, I'm happy with
it. Anybody else thoughts on the pig price? Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Me personally, I'm not a pig pen fanatic. I'm more of a AFD. I'm a dog maxi, so um, so the price of pigs doesn't really concern me, but I am in the piggy bank. So I'm using a particular strategy with my pigs, um, to accumulate some dogs. So that's just a little alpha right there. But
Okay.
so it's basically it goes like this, right? You have two options. You either choose BUSD or BNB. Like you have to be realistic, right? You have folks that are like trying to chase both. And a smart investor, right? You're gonna try to capitalize on one position, instead of trying to jump into two different positions. So I went with the dog pound simply because there's a tax on the dogs. So that gives me more of a sense of security, knowing that people are not going to sell right away because of the tax. So I just analyze. I spend a lot of time analyzing the ecosystem, right? And there's money to be made in all aspects of the ecosystem. Um, you just have to choose a strategy
Yeah.
based on your income, your risk capital,
Yeah.
and then you have to maximize that. You know what I'm saying? Like you
Totally.
can't go chasing around pigs and dogs. You know what I'm saying? You gotta you gotta pick one or the other. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Um,
I agree.
and then once you've established a good solid position in either pigs or dogs, then you start building on the other one. And then you just keep the money rotating throughout the ecosystem, and it's just an endless loop of money flow, and you just have to know how to utilize it. Again, we have protocols like the drip garden and piggy bank, which people still they can't grasp the concept of it, and they can't maximize their gains because they don't know how to use it.
Yeah, see, and I'm glad you brought that one up because you are essentially a drip garden maxi. And there's a lot of people just based on a contract balance that don't feel too good about the drip garden, but somehow you're a huge advocate for it. Like, what is it about the garden that still keeps you excited and want to continue to like DCA in it when everyone else is concerned about the decay and the contract balance?
I mean, you got to I'm using it as a leverage. So you have to you basically you're betting that the price of drip is going to go up. That you can actually approach it two ways. You can, if you got in at a high price, right? You can now take advantage of the opportunity, right? Because the plants are so cheap right now that
Absolutely.
you and that also applies to the faucet. So you can literally you can double down on your position right now, like at a fraction of the price
Totally.
in in either protocol, either in the drip faucet or in the drip garden. And people, instead of taking advantage of that opportunity, they're just continuing, they're choosing to just complain about the price. But
Yeah.
if you want to maximize your daily ROI, you have to invest more capital, and that's just the reality of it.
Very
It
true.
or you have to wait for the price to go back up. And we're a long ways from when plants were $10. That's when I first got involved. So
Totally. I agree.
if you're gonna sit around waiting for the price of plants to go back up to $10, you're never gonna profit.
Yeah. And that's
So
not even a real possibility any longer. Yeah, I agree.
you
That's
know
not.
so it, it, it's just all comes down to education. You know what I'm saying? It's about knowing how to use the ecosystem to your advantage and just using it responsibly. You know what I'm saying? Look, you have the drip garden where you can literally you can rotate your LPs from the drip garden to the drip BUSD farm and then and just keep recycling. You know what I'm saying? But you know, listen, I could get into strategies all day, but
No, no,
you
no.
know,
But I mean, on the cursory review is to your point. There's a different strategy for everybody, right? And then the one thing that you said, and Lavelle mentioned this again because I was on a call earlier. It's all about narrowing your focus, and I think what happens is because we're constantly bombarded by great content from all of the influencers in our community, and they all have different strategies. So when you hear the messaging, you feel like you need to be a part of it right away. Like right away, I got to stop what I'm doing and start focusing on dogs. Wait a minute, someone else said pigs are at the play, so now let me get into a pig position. Wait a minute, now someone's talking about the piggy bank in the garden, so I've got to have positions in all of it. And I would say maybe, and over time, you can have positions in all of it. Like if we firmly believe that this ecosystem is going to be here for many, many moons, and I personally feel that way, then there's really no rush to like get into all of these positions right away. Like narrow your focus, which is what you said. Like start in the faucet, start in the garden, and once you hit your milestone, then you reinvest into something very different, right? Because my guess is we all don't have an endless supply of capital to be in all of these positions at one time. If you do, fantastic, then go ahead and diversify right away, right? But narrow your focus, and if it's possible, and you still believe in the ecosystem, not financial advice, then this is the time where you should be dollar cost averaging into your position. Like, think about this, right? And I'm going to say this out loud. Think about this. You could actually get to 100 million plants, and I don't know how many LPs that is, 100 million plants for maybe $800. How much would that have cost us when it first started?
A whole
That
lot
number would
more.
have been right. That number would have been unattainable. That's my guy, Experience Crypto 247.
Yo, what's happening, my dude? What's happening? Yeah, I just been
You,
yo
brother.
yo yo
sitting in the
yo.
cut, man, just listening. You know what I mean? Trying to be a steward and you know sit on the side and you know pay attention.
Negative. You're not a spectator. You're on the field. Come on, man.
Exactly,
Grab the
exactly.
ball. Grab the ball.
Nah, man. Like I said, I just wanted to you know absorb you know the thought. Actually, this is my first time you know being on the mic in Twitter Spaces. You know, I've actually been in these Twitter Spaces with the you know Twitter the file drops and all that. You know what I mean? That they've
Yeah.
been doing, and yeah, definitely just trying to get myself familiar with this and whatnot. So I didn't want to make a fool of myself here on the mic because I was listening on my computer, and I didn't realize that you couldn't interact from your computer.
You cannot. Yeah, it's got to be
Right.
a mobile device.
Because I was like trying to like figure out how to message, like well, how do I get understand that? I was like, yeah, let me get myself together here and try this on the phone. But
Yes.
yeah, but now I'll chime in just on that. You know, when you were talking about like with you know, I guess with regard to, I mean, and I'd say the NY, you know, crypto had it right. I mean, you know, everyone's got their own situation, right? And you have to approach it based on you know what you got going on, but obviously you know stay focused and don't spread yourself too thin, and try to you know for me, I mean of course you know I'm really enjoying getting BUSD, you know because that's where most of my capital right now is in the farm, right? Is in the pig pen and just letting it grow, right? Just you know getting that BUSD using it as you know as needed right for various things to do. I mean even just you know for
Yeah.
pocket change, right? I mean I might just take a little BUSD off the side and go get some Subway or some shit, you know. So yeah, I mean it's nice because you know what I mean, just like Forex said, you know, you don't want to have to sell the underlying asset, and that's what
Correct.
for me is you know what I mean, like the way to approach it is to because you know we're obviously going through this crazy time right now, you know, with the market going up, going down. I mean, fortunately, it is starting to peak up a little bit, but everyone's got to kind of, like you said, we don't all have endless amounts of capital to just throw into
Right.
this. So you really have to try to pick, how is it that you want to best, try to capitalize off of this. And, of course, I'm you know me, I just, as y'all know, maxed out, or some of y'all might know, I maxed out one of my accounts. And
Come on.
yeah,
Right.
man, you know what I mean? It's a good feeling, you know what I mean? Because it took a while, but of course, with these prices down the way they are, everyone really should be what people's focus is. I mean, get into the farms if you can, make multiple accounts if you can, but staying focused in getting into, the faucet right now while the price is, and I get it, people who, for whatever reason, are buying into, the FUD, so be it. That's what stay broke, do what you want to do. But, at the same time, if, just like, that's what they say, millionaires are made in the bear market when things are down, when scared money is too scared to put their money out. So, for me, like I said, just staying focused, trying to, do what I can with building, the other accounts that I have in the faucet, and just trying to, like I said, and I haven't, as you know, I just got a video out for the first time in a long time. And I really just been staying focused, like on pulling back away from all the noise. Like you said, everyone's always throwing, this, and it's great that we have as many people out here, voices to support the, the platform, which is a beautiful thing, because, organic growth is where all this came from. And so, like I said, to see, as many people getting into it and trying to, deliver, what they can, as an influencer, whatever the case is. But like you were saying earlier, it can be a little bit confusing because people get scattered. They're trying to do what someone else is doing, and so forth. So I've just kind of tried to pull back a little bit, personally, and just, keep the grindstone doing it. You know what I mean?
I totally agree. And the new year is the best time to kind of level set and reset new goals for 2023. You know what I mean? So it's right in line with everything we're seeing. Like, I firmly believe the ecosystem is going to be here, and that's just me. And I've seen enough, I've heard enough, and I know and trust in the dev and the community. Like, those two things keep me bullish on this ecosystem. Right?
Absolutely.
If we only had one of those things, maybe I'll be a little concerned. No, quite frankly, I would be, extremely concerned if we only had one of the two, right?
Yeah, there's too much in the pot for this thing to go wrong. You know what I mean? It's just too much.
Totally.
So
So we're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. So, Experience Crypto, man, I appreciate you being on the call. Now, I'm gonna have to invite you to be a special guest.
Yo, right on.
So
Yeah, I
we can
apologize,
spend
man.
some time with you.
You know what I mean? Like, even showing up today, I was like, man, I didn't want to give any kind of like promises, so to speak, with knowing that, like I said, I'm all over the place, like still bouncing around from, because it's funny. Remember when Drip Strategy, he did the AMA,
The Mega Live?
the Mega Live that I hopped in, kind of the spur of the moment, whatever. And it ended up being that same Airbnb that I was talking to you guys from. I'm in that same Airbnb again after having traveled back and forth between the United States and, and Atlanta and Finland. And here I am. I'm about to leave here again and head to Mexico for the Anarchapulco. I don't know if you're aware of that, but there's a huge event, kind of, you would call it, free thinkers type of event, right? That are big on crypto and big on freedom, big on these kind of things. But yeah, it's anyways, exciting time. But yeah, I'm all over the place, like I was telling you. So I'm just trying to.
Imagine. And that's why I think people want to hear from you too, because to your point, a lot of folks don't have the type of experiences you have, like traveling the world, like literally, and then interacting with other people that are free thinkers and are interested in cryptocurrency. And we need people to understand why this thing is such a powerful asset class. And you need to learn as much as you can before the revolution really kicks in. And you want to be in front of it, right? Because this is an opportunity for you to really change your life if you find the right community, dev, and asset.
Right, absolutely. I mean, this is the time right now for, I mean, and when I say this is the time, I mean, it has been, right? I mean, of course, once
Yeah.
again, everyone is, coming from their individual situations, and, you kind of don't, you know, whatever it might be, right? The distractions that you have going on, the excuses that you tell yourself, the place that you are spiritually, I mean, all these things kind of add up to when the light bulb goes off, right? But no
Yeah.
matter no matter what, I mean, and I speak from my own experience. I mean, my own personal kind of, how should I say, like, conclusion, right? That I've come to is
Yeah.
that there's no getting around it. That you do have to do the work, right? Like in terms of coming to this kind of what it might be, revelation, where you're just sick and tired of being sick and tired, and just being like, yo, I have got to make a break for myself, right? And again, this is what, like 5 years ago, whatever it was, you know what I mean, that I started to get into making videos and, just seeing other people making money, in these like HYIPs. I mean, that was, back in the day, like when I first got into this shit, like, the hypes, the HYIPs, high yield investment platforms was, it was chaos.
Right.
Absolute chaos. I mean, again, I lost
Right.
so much money that it is, you know what I mean? It's embarrassing,
Yeah.
but, to be able to come to, this stage of it, what I've realized is that it's just about like anything else in this world. I mean, it's like, how much do you want it, right? You're going to listen to everyone
Yeah.
else, or, you know what I mean? You're going to deal with what's part of the game is failure, right? I mean, there's so many people who are success stories that failed just a ridiculous amount of times that no one sees that, right? No one knows that these
No,
people
you
who
never see that.
succeeded, like
Yeah.
they lost hundreds of thousands of dollars doing stupid ass
Yeah.
shit. You know what I mean? And
Yes.
just having to
Totally.
learn lessons. And for me, I
Yes.
learned a lot of lessons early on, and I'm just thankful that right now, you know what I mean, I am in a position like to be able to, be on a plane, you know what I mean? I'll be live streaming from, first class.
Right.
I've been up there in the
But
first class, like
yes,
live streaming and shit.
yes, but that's what I
This
mean.
shit is
That's the
ridiculous.
part of it. See, but that's what people need to realize is that one, that there is a grind that goes on behind closed doors. Like it is rare that you hear a story about someone waking up a following morning and all of a sudden they're this multimillionaire. No, man, they've been in the hustle for years at a time and they've made the right connections, they've educated themselves, they've been in the right rooms, and they seized
Exactly.
the moment and it changed their life. Right.
Exactly.
So that's what I mean. Like, I don't want to hear from somebody who tells me that they became this multimillionaire in a week, because there is luck involved in that type of timeline. Right. I want the person that failed, went through trauma, went through drama, maybe had some bad experiences with relationships, both personally
Yeah,
and
you got a
professionally,
friend in
because
me on
then,
it
yes,
takes
because then I
all
know
that.
they went through some real stuff. And if we ever get into a tough situation, we can navigate through it. Right. You know what I mean? So that's what people need to hear. It's like, look, man, there is going to be moments where you're going to doubt yourself in cryptocurrency, where you're going to doubt the asset class that you're investing in. And then you need to go back to your core principles and remind yourself, why did I get started in the first place? And if
Exactly.
those core principles are still in place, then you better hunker down and
Man, you
ignore the
you got
fluffers.
it. You got it, man. I mean, that is what I mean. Even just to bring up, people, being in a place that they're kind of down on themselves and this and that. I mean, I've even personally been going through that. Just with these transitions that I've been going through. Because in all honesty, right, like I went through, and to a certain extent, am still going through. But like I was married for 20 years, right, and then back in 2020, the summer of 2020, things just kind of imploded, right? Right
Yeah.
in the beginning of this COVID thing. And for me, thankfully, I mean, it's so thankful that during that time, even though like I was happy to kind of like on another side note, remove myself from that situation. But the thing of it was that had I not kind of stuck to my guns and built a kind of base for myself in this crypto world, like I don't know what I would be doing right now. Even though I had a
Yeah.
company right here in Helsinki, Finland, that was doing well, and so on and so forth. But, for me, I wanted to effectively get to a place where, I could, well, essentially have some level of flexibility and freedom, right? And this is what I'm saying, going back to just, being down on myself, this and that. And I remember like that period of time, like when it kind of first, happened, as some of you all, who were on Drip Strategies, live stream, whatever, where my son, who's actually here, he's, dead asleep. It's like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning right now. But
I remember you telling me that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all, I'm a night out, but it's all good. But at the same time, it was like, the best of times, worst of times type of thing, right? Like I'm going through this chaotic situation with, a marriage of 20 years ending, and at the same time being able to, quit my job at the same time, right? So it was a, kind of a phoenix rising up out of the ashes kind of thing. And it was, all the while, things that I was going through to kind of question, like, am I doing the right thing? Is this right? And everything that's in particular in the last 3 years that, being able to, travel back and forth through Mexico and, just whenever I wanted to, right?
Yeah.
Back and forth all the way through to Europe, that it's just confirmation that what I had always wanted is here and it's in my hands. And even if I'm not making, I was making $8,000+ a day, like back this time last year.
with the drip, with the faucet?
With drip, this shit was bananas. I mean, I didn't. Yeah, it was
Come on,
ridiculous.
man.
I mean, for real. I mean, the prices were like, up at like, I don't know, whatever it was, $100 or whatever it was. But I mean, no shit. I mean, it was crazy, right? But at the same time, I'm kind of glad, to be honest. I'm almost glad that because it was almost too much, right?
Okay.
When you see $8,000 coming in per day, you can kind of just, well, I was, obviously I had some money to play with to get into other, programs and, and that's ultimately where we want to be, right? I do want to be able to have $1 million on the side and just, not have, knowing that I don't have to worry about anything for years, if you play your cards right. But at the same time, you know what I mean? Like with things pulling back the way they did, that $8,000 a day went to 5,000, went to 4,000 and so on. But knowing that, just like we talked about before, that there's so much in place. And again, I mean, even as much as, I love drip and everything. I mean, I always tell people I am how should I say, like I am, it is a motto of mine that being diversified, it's a must. And fortunately with at least the drip ecosystem is that we do have, diversification within the animal farm and, drip and the garden and, these type of different things. But, of course, fortunately, as things have kind of pulled back, I do have some other things, other programs that we know. I mean, for example, Stunner and, Jamie from Best Crypto Platforms Online. I'm sure some of you guys know who he is, but, these guys always stay diverse, right? I mean, of course, most of, Stunner's videos about drip, but he's always mixing in other stuff because I will be honest that a lot of those other programs, when drip has pulled back like it has, have been, well, a place to continue. I tell people like, you want to have as many, engines, right? Like multiple passive income engines working simultaneously, as we know, right? Like a plane, like if you're riding like a jetliner, and one of these engines, pops out, you want to know that you got 3 other ones that are doing the damn thing. So, but totally at any rate, man, I mean, I'm anyways getting all over the place, just kind of with my
no. See, but that's the perspective, and again, I keep reminding you, like that's the testimony, the personal experiences that people are looking for to realize that, hey, that story sounds very familiar, and despite all the circumstances, he was able to persevere. And oh, by the way, he's a firm believer in the drip ecosystem, but he also believes that diversifying and the right projects is also a good thing.
Hands down, drip is the best thing I've ever been a part of throughout all this madness.
Yeah.
There's no doubt in it. I mean, there's no doubt in anyone's mind. I mean, again, even coming from, Stunna and Jamie and, Ray and, a lot of these dudes who I know were, who if they're in drip and they were, let's say, original type of people back in the day,
Yeah.
they know what's up. Drip is for sure the best thing that has ever happened.
Totally.
So, but yeah, I will,
All right.
I'll let someone else have the mic. I've been rambling on.
No, and this is good. And I like this one. So let's do this because we're at about 6:30 and I try to keep it within 30 minutes, but we've got a great conversation. And Don Sup Defi just joined. Don Sup, can you hear me, brother?
What's going on, everybody? How you feeling, man?
Good,
How's
man.
everything
We're
going?
having
What's
a
happening?
good night. We got the rock stars in the building.
Yeah, it's looking crazy in here. It's looking like we on an all NBA team right now. It's crazy.
Come on. Put me
We out here.
in, coach. Put me
in the
in.
game. Big bro just said I was making 8 racks a day. I spit out my drink. I said, "Oh my god." Oh my! He said, "Bruh, 8,000." And I feel you, bro, because that probably was overwhelming. That probably was like, "What is going on here?"
Right. I love
That's
it.
crazy.
Now, how many did you have at that time? Like, how many? Not the deposits is cool, but how much available at the time?
Right. I mean, so you're saying
Each
like
day.
what was my basically drip amount that I was making? I mean, maybe it wasn't even 100 drip. I mean, again, I can't remember right now if I do the math on it, but I wasn't. I mean, because again, you have to keep in mind this was because I moved. When I say I moved, I took off and went to Mexico in January of last year. Almost literally, I think I literally took a flight on January 15th. Like straight to Mexico City, or and then on to Puerto Vallarta. But at that time, I mean, again, my drip account, because I think Stunna was one of the only people who was near to maxing out.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken. And then so at any rate, everyone was trying to kind of get catch up. You know what I mean? And of course, there are other people who were whales that are in the backgrounds, in the shadows, who ain't got, no one even knows who they are, but that had pretty high accounts. But for me at the time, like I said, I mean, again, even at that point, like a year ago, I wasn't nearly at a maxed account. I think I probably had around, I don't know, 30,000. Like in terms of max payout or something like that at the time. But when drip was up to like $100 or whatever it was,
right,
everything was gravy.
And you could have been at like a deposit balance of maybe anywhere between like 8,000-9,000 at the time. Perhaps it's based on if it was like 80 drip a day, $100 gets you to 8,000 pretty quickly.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
It's and to put this into perspective, right? Because when I heard that, right now, it's like, for me, so when you hear somebody say something like that, right? And I don't understand how people don't feel that. Like, I feel like when I'm hearing that, I'm literally like starting to just walk around my house. Like, I'm just basically like when I'm hearing that, I'm like, okay, wow, this is really an opportunity. Can I ask you a question? When did you first, like, what was the price of drip when you first got in?
Well, I didn't get in on the pre-sale. I was because it was like, Stunna had a pre-sale for his room. Crypto Black Sheep, they had a pre-sale. I was trying to get Forex to get my people in there, but whatever. At any rate, it didn't happen. And then I think it was maybe by day 2. You know what I mean? I was, for whatever reason, I don't know why I didn't, because I don't think I was right there on day 1 when it popped off. But at any rate, it was just, again, it was a project because we were coming off the heels of shit like bankroll flow and, things like that. And, of course, drip was really molded off of that initially, right? And so even the UI, for some of you guys who may know of, bankroll and bankroll flow and all that, that even like the icons and all that were pretty much identical, right? Like to what, we see on the main drip site. So Yeah, for me, like I was pretty much like, okay, it might work, it might not, so I wasn't tripping over myself to get into it. So by about day 2, you know what I mean, I don't know, I probably had a few $1,000s or something like that I threw in, and then it just kind of slowly went up. Because I think it was around $6, right, per drip at the time.
And that is right there. That right there is something that I really like. Think about that, right? So $6 to then it went up like to like 80 or whatever, right? So that's like let's just go 6 to 60, right? That's a 10x. But it's so crazy that we're at 60 cents. To go back to the $6 that you're talking about is the same 10x. Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
Like,
and seems like much more achievable.
And if it goes to 100x, if it goes to a 60, that'd be 100x.
Yeah.
I mean, and this is why I think it's so important for people.
This is something so crazy. Something so crazy. This is something so crazy.
And I mean, because and then for Crypto Don doing his thing with, like I love the energy and spirit he's got for, what I mean, like on Telegram or on Twitter. Like constantly posting about like I just bought, I made another buy, I made another buy, I made another buy.
Every day he DCA.
Let's get it.
Yeah, I'm like, you're inspiring me. I'm like, shit, I gotta pull some of my funds out, get some of these extra funds that I got off of some of these other projects, because it really is the play. I mean, no doubt about it, because that is, I mean, like I said, even for me. I have to kind of keep myself inspired and reminded to be like, you've been here before, right? Like, so do what you would be happy with, you know what I mean? To like your future self, right? Like, what would your future self say to you now? Like,
ooh, that's good.
Goddamn,
that's good.
like,
that's good.
Don't screw your future self over today. You know what I mean?
That's good.
You saying that is literally how I be feeling like. And that's why I'm always just posting about like, man, I don't care if I buy one drip. I don't care if I buy half a drip. I got to buy something. There's no way. Because I'm like, listen, at this point, right, it's like, I really do be feeling like, I'm doing myself a disservice by not getting no drip right now. It's like, I'm not about to waste no money on nothing. Because what happened was I really started just to think about like stuff that I was spending money on. And I'm like, no way. Like, things just got to get cut out. You feel me? Like, I had to pay myself. Like, there's no way I'm buying that. Like, I'm thinking about, like, I'm not going to Starbucks. I'm not buying I'm not doing none of that stuff no more. That stuff was done. Once I really started examining, because
you're not getting 4x on your Starbucks latte. You know what I mean?
That's what I mean. What do they want? They're gonna give me star points? I don't want star points. I want money. I want bread. And that's
I love it,
man. It's
I
crazy.
love it.
It's so crazy. And to say like, and I really do appreciate you telling your stories and stuff, and just like how you Stunner, everybody just be spreading their stories, because I feel as though that is so key. The coolest thing about this drip ecosystem, I feel like, in the community, I feel like, is that we're really raw and transparent, right? Like, we can really just tell people how it is, and everybody has different experiences. And the coolest thing about having different experiences and like perspectives is somebody might not grasp it the way, you know what I mean? Like, somebody might not like the fact that I be just like the way that I carry it or whatever, but they might listen to you and be like, yo, I really was inspired by that story he just told me. You know what I mean? So there's so many different people that can spread the same, because we're all saying the same things at the end of the day. Buy, drip, hydrate. And it's not that difficult, but we all got to put it in different perspectives for people. Because, like, it takes you like 15, 16, 17 times to even realize something for real, and
right. And you can't convince people. And it's not our job. I mean, I've, come to the conclusion on a variety of subject matters that we won't get into, but you can't convince people until, you know what I mean? Like I said, they just get sick and tired of being sick and tired type shit. And like I said, for me, I knew I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. I've told myself several times, you know what I mean, that I am not going back. You know what I mean? There's no going back to whatever life used to be, because I know too much. You know what I mean? Even if everything went to zero right now, I would know how to get back on my feet in this space. You know what I mean? So
awesome.
Once you get a taste of it, it's like, it's definitely fuel for the rocket.
No, man. See, and that's the piece, right? So, Don's up. I'm glad you brought it up because I want for 2023, we're going to put a spin on Twitter Spaces. And that spin is every week we will have a guest speaker. So that's for everyone new on Twitter Spaces. One, let me say thank you for joining in and listening. And then two, if you want your voice to be heard, DM me through Twitter and let me know that you want to be a guest speaker on Twitter Spaces. And it goes back to Don Sub's point, which is perspective. Like everyone's life is slightly different. Like the end goal is to make as much money as we possibly can. And that is leveraging the drip and animal farm ecosystem. But everyone's situation is uniquely different, and that's completely fine. Maybe you want to hear the message from Experience Crypto. Maybe you want to hear from Doncep or NY Crypto or Drip to Wealth. And they say the same thing slightly differently because you resonate with their personal and or professional experience. And based on what you heard from that individual forces you to think about your life slightly different. Right? So that's why it's important to get a variety of perspectives on this Twitter Spaces every Wednesday.
It's very important. And I'll tell you something else on why it's very important. Especially in this ecosystem that we have now, right? The animal farm made it to where it's extremely important for people to have new perspectives because there's new game theory, right? There's a whole bunch of different plays that there's so much strategy towards it now. Before, all right, when it was just drip, you know what I mean? I mean, there's really nothing else you can do, like just hydrate, bro. Like it's over.
Right.
But now that you got the, I mean, well, obviously there was the garden and all that stuff too, but like when you have the garden, drip, the piggy bank, pig pen, dog pound, like you got so many things now. It's so important to be able to have different people provide different strategies because then once you have that type of situation, somebody's gonna grasp. They might not. It's like how books are and all that. It's all about the same information, but it's like it's all about viewpoint. And then maybe the way that somebody said it, and that way you finally click it. Like, oh, that's what compound interest is. I get it now. You know what I mean? So
totally.
I love what you're doing here. I love what you're doing here with this. That's why I had to make sure that I tapped in. But shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to everybody that keeps hydrating, stacking up their bags. Thank you so much for Experience Crypto for telling us about your story. I joined in when you were talking, and yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's I'm honored, man. I'm honored, and it's really my pleasure. And again, just like for a lot of us who've gotten into wanting to make videos and all that. I mean, I remember, like I was telling Drip to Wealth like earlier, that I remember being inspired and seeing these people who and there were only a handful of people. I mean, it gets straight up. Like there was this dude named Oracle, right? He was a piece of shit, actually, right? I mean, straight up, because I mean, he ended up. I shit you not. He went on an attack against myself, against Stunna, against basically every crypto YouTuber that he saw as a threat, right? But I still, even despite that, right, and being in kind of like these heated things where, I mean, I literally had my channel terminated by this dude because he was basically like pissed that, I was promoting some platform that he didn't want me to promote. It's like, how fucking dare you? You know what I mean? Like, and he did the same with Stunna. And he was like, because a lot of these people, but I also credited him, right, with inspiring me to start doing videos, because I mean, on the early days, it was like a lot of people like are so excited to be, oh, I'm the first one to comment on your video, and and all that kind of fanboy stuff is all well and good, and it motivates you or it inspires you, however it does, but it's just important not to like live in anger or live in, whatever, because somebody, is the way that they are, right? Well, whatever kind of inspiration you might have gotten from them, that's what, you kind of, you throw what sticks, and then, everything else just falls away. And so for me, I'm just very thankful, early on getting in to be able to inspire other people, and then, be at a stage now where it's not just like some kind of, fantasy shit. You know what I mean? I've got like actual
Yeah.
tangible stuff in my videos or whatever it might be for people to be able to see.
Yeah.
That this is when I say average, I don't know that it's average, but in terms of having a mindset, like I said, of being persistent and all that, that isn't average. That's actually not the case where you've got people just doing the regular, like mundane. I don't want to step out of line. I want to keep going in the same order that everyone else is because I don't want someone to call me a name, whatever the
Yeah.
fuck. So
Absolutely.
those
Yeah.
kind of things, like, I just want, and I'm happy to do it. You know what I mean? To tell people that, like, persistence and focusing in on you, kind of disrupting disrupting the space a little bit, disrupting the air around you, so that you know what I mean. Like people see that, yeah, this dude he's okay, all right, he's on
I'm glad,
another.
yo. You said something in there, and I'm sorry, Jito, I know you're about to end this, but I gotta finish it. You said something in there, and that is so facts. And I think this is the biggest thing in drip and what's gonna happen on the next time it goes up, right? I think the biggest thing that is missed right now is the fact that people can't people aren't seeing that drip is actually working for these for everybody. You know what I mean? Like, because in the situation that we're in right now, of course, everybody's talking crazy. Oh no, drip's at 50 cents or 75 or whatever the case is, right? But people still are missing the point of the fact that the money's still coming in every day.
Right.
People are missing the bigger point, the bigger picture here, right?
Yeah.
And very quickly it can turn into those thousands or whatever, this, that, and the third a day. But when you said those tangible objects, you know what I'm saying? And just have a tangible, like just showing them, like, the fact that you're taking those trips and you're doing all that type of stuff, and that is the stuff that people get to also see and be like, man, that could really happen to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I think that once we start to go up, because once this goes up, everybody in here is gonna have a little swagger to it. Everybody gonna have a different type of swagger. Hey, listen, I already know everybody in here gonna have a
My
different type of
pronouns
swagger
are
to
I
it.
told you so.
Yes.
He
It's
and
going to
him.
happen.
Yeah, and when it happens, everybody in here, I already know we gonna be talking a little bit differently. I can feel it. And it's gonna be so crazy because energy is very contagious. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's very
Facts.
contagious. And I don't know, like, when other people, I don't know, I can't speak for others, but for me, and I know there's other people that feel like this too, but some people are visual learners, like some people are genuinely visual learners. They need to see something like, oh
Yeah.
wow, like, oh yeah, I hear you talking about like the fact that it does all this, but wait, you went on a trip and you did this. Like, even
Yeah.
when I saw Stunner post a car, like one of his cars that he got or whatever, it was so crazy to see the comments. They was like, oh wow, oh, so it's real. Oh, so this is like, it's real. Oh, you can actually get stuff. It's not like it's
Yes.
like, you know what I mean? I think people
Yes.
don't even, I think it's so, because drip already sounds something so fake, right? Like, there's no way you're making 1% every day. Like, it doesn't sound real. But I think once people start to see, like, oh no, all these people that kept talking are actually living, they're gonna be like, man, I gotta get into this thing. So
Absolutely. And I can't wait for that day. And I know it's coming too. It just is. It has to. So let me ask you this real quick because, man, it's shocking that we're close to 2 hours, but we are crushing it tonight. Let me do this for the listeners really quick. Again, first, thank you for tuning in. This is for you. We're dropping alpha strategy and just getting people excited about the ecosystem. We're committed to this thing, man. We're going to ride into the wheels fall off. So I appreciate you listening tonight. So I'm going to give the listeners an opportunity to ask a question if you have one. I believe bottom left of your phone, you may be able to request to speak. And if you've got a question, go ahead and tap in. And I'm going to buy you guys a few moments to generate some courage to actually come on, because I know I've got one or two courageous people who want to speak. I'm going to buy you guys some time because I got one other question. And I think I understand what this person means by this question, but I'll read it to you guys. And you guys let me know how you interpret it. Let me see if I can pull it back up here. Okay. It says, I wish people will talk about drip. So what do you got? How do you guys interpret that message? I wish someone would talk about drip. How do you guys interpret that?
Well, all of
Well,
us are
who
talking
is
about it.
someone?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So this goes back to how perspective and how things sound and
Well, I guess they were
reads to
talking about like
someone.
Forex. I guess they were
Yeah.
talking about more like Forex talking about drip, right?
That's
And
how
all
I'd
of that.
interpret it. Yeah.
I guess they're talking. I guess what I got from that is, well, I wish that somebody would talk about drip so the price can go up, right? That's
Yeah.
that's what I heard out of that.
That's kind of how I interpret it too so
when
far.
I
So what do you say?
when I what I say to that is, I mean, it's a community ran project. There are people talking about drip. You know what I mean? I mean, I feel as though it could be a lot worse. Imagine if all of us had all these negative things to say, right? Imagine if experience was like, man, forget this project. I made my money. I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? So like, I feel like it's people are talking about it. I mean, you got people that were making $8,000 a day all the way back down to where it is now. But
yeah, that was inspiring me when I saw like I said, Jamie, Stun, and they were making $25,000 fucking dollars a day.
Yeah, I said, yo, that
per
video was Stunner
day.
when bro, I watched that video probably once a week. He said I'm making $100,000 a day. I promise you, I watch it like once a week. I said, bro, because he said in like two of his accounts it was like 70,000. I said, bro, there's no way. There ain't no way. But to go back to the question, I mean, I feel like you gotta just be a part of what's going on, you know? Like, you have to understand the game plan right now. And the game plan is Animal Farm. I mean, it just released, you know? Like, it did just, I understand that crypto moves very slow. And now I truly understand that crypto, like they say time in crypto is like very slow or whatever. Like a month feels like a year. Because like, if you really think about it, Animal Farm is very fresh. You know, and he's still doing a lot of things, and it's how big of a thing it is too. It's not like it's just a little whip out game, like, oh, we could just do whatever. Like, no, it's a real thing, you know. And I feel like drip will have its time again. When will it? I don't know. I don't know. He did say about the whatever, like the deadlines and whatever. But I feel like Q1 we're gonna start seeing more talk about it. Personally.
I agree. Did anyone else want to add to that?
Yeah, I want to add to that. Definitely, one thing that I kind of, I teach. So when my students pose me a question like that, I usually try to pin it back on them and say, "Are you talking about drip?" because
that's good.
Because that's the real question. Because we went to an all-time high when Forex Shark did no marketing.
Good point.
No marketing.
That's
the only marketing was done by YouTubers, by people on Twitter that was spreading the message. It spread like wildfire. So Forex Shark did enough. I think he spoke enough because the protocol is working every day.
Yeah.
He don't need to speak no more about it. The question I asked is, are you talking about drip? And we don't have to talk about drip on the YouTube channel or Twitter, right? We could be just talking to our family, our friends, our co-workers, right? Just show them the account. So I think drip's success is probably not tied to Forex Shark. It's tied to us.
Yeah.
And we have to understand it. Like, the power is in our hands. When people feel bullish about drip, the chart says it.
Yeah.
And when people feel defeated about drip, the chart says it.
Yes.
Nah, bro,
Facts.
you're spitting right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, facts. Evan, I see you. Gio, I see you. All right. Experience Crypto. Did you want to say anything on that before I let Evan?
No, I was just gonna say at the same time.
Yeah.
Look at a Bitcoin graph from when it started to back through to when the pump in 2017. I mean, there were all these little pumps, right? But when you focus in on, we're down here at this like 17,000, 15,000, like after seeing it, at 70,000 or whatever the case, and then, like superimpose that on top of drip or have, like the graphs. And of course, we see this, right? Where oftentimes you'll see something kind of make its way up and then there'll be a dip and then it makes its way back up again. And then it goes through like an even bigger dip. And then there's this like blast off that a lot of that is really out of our control, right? It's like we can't really necessarily change the world, but we can change ourselves. Going back to what, Moonshot said, is because like you're making all this critical observation, but what are you doing? You
Yeah,
know what I mean, personally?
totally,
And
totally.
then you know what I mean, like so. But like I said, it's just going back to the whole millionaires are made in bear markets, not at the tops. You know what I mean? Dummies are buying tops and then complaining and flooding when you know what I mean. They feel like, oh, like I didn't get just because I waited to go in like when my grandma was talking about it because it was so high, right? It's like maybe you should have been here, back when we were all struggling talking about, oh, things are kind of low, but I'm going to keep the faith, and
Yeah,
then it paid off. But then meanwhile, like I said, people want to. That's just typical, behavior is really what it comes down to. So, but anyways, like I said, I mean, just when Bitcoin and in general the bull market takes off, that's when drip is going to also take off because drip can't take off by itself in a bear market. I mean, to some extent, right? But
right. To
it's
some
not going to
extent.
take
Yeah,
right. It's not going to blast off and be like all-time highs
yeah,
right now while Bitcoin is at like 20,000, 19,000, hovering in that zone. When we know
yeah.
good and well it's going to go 3 times that amount at least within, I mean, and who knows? I mean, they got to try not to make any predictions about price with regard to, the major, blue chips of crypto up there. But when it does, what's your position? You know what I mean?
Agreed.
What have you been doing?
Right. And do you want to live with regret? All right. Hey, Gio, I'm gonna let you in. Can you hear me? Okay. And then Evan,
Hey,
you're next.
hey, what's good, Drip community? I just want
Gio,
to say I'm
welcome.
happy I'm here. I'm happy I got to meet New York City Crypto, who educated me on Drip, and big ups to him because he does a well job educating people.
Right on.
So I just did my first 1% hydrate today. Big ups to that. You know what I mean?
Hey, right on.
Yeah,
Congratulations,
Yeah.
bruh.
yeah, you know
Welcome,
how it
welcome
is.
to the family.
Thank you, man. Yeah, man. Listen, man, I could see this become something big, and being that the community is so powerful, man, I could see
Is he
just that
talking
it being
or
becoming stronger and stronger. You
I can
know.
hear him?
Oh, you hear me now?
Oh no, I can hear you just
Oh,
fine.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I just
Okay.
want to say thank you all,
But
man, for real.
is Gio
Unfortunately,
talking
I
or is
gotta
my
start
thing
my space
okay?
right now. I do apologize for that, but I do appreciate you guys, bro. And I'm drip community all the way down. And the good thing about this that That's a Storm. For those who don't know, That's a Storm. It's with DJ Clue, and I'm part of that. So I will be
Oh,
talking about drip community on That's a Storm Radio itself. It's in
Oh,
55
Desert
different
oh.
Storm,
countries,
clue, clue,
almost 2
clue.
million people. So yeah,
What?
man, big ups to
What?
drip community people.
Come
You know what I mean?
on,
In
man.
fact,
Come
I gotta
on.
start. Yeah, man, and this goes to all the musicians. If you're a musician, I don't want to take away from the space, so please do not leave the space until they shut down. But I gotta start my space right now, and if you're a musician after this space, please do stop by. We Creators Cafe where creators come together and have a platform where you have a voice for the artists who do hip hop and everything, and also the projects. There's a platform where we could talk about Trip and let people know what's going on. And also, if you're a musician, pop through, man. We get with DJ Culture, DJ Clue, and
Come on.
hopefully, yeah, man. Big ups to them,
This is
man. Yeah.
beautiful. This
Thank
is
you, man.
beautiful. No,
Yeah.
thank you, Gio, man. I'm so glad you joined the call.
Nah,
Seriously,
man.
man. And
Big ups
congrats
to
on the
Alex.
hydration.
Yeah,
Let's
big
go.
ups to New York City Crypto. But again, Drip community, appreciate y'all. I'm with y'all. I'm Drip all the way down. Unfortunately, I do got to step and start my space. But thank you so much for giving me the mic to talk. And Alex, much love to you, bro. Thank you so much for inviting me. Appreciate you, and I appreciate your education on the Drip itself because you are very well educated on that. So for those who don't know, this man is really, really, really down for the cause. You know what I mean? So again, thank you, people, and
Let's
I gotta go.
go. Right on, Gio. Henway, crypto. Come on, bro. Somebody's showing you mad love, and you wonder why you kicked off 2023. Let's go. Come on, man.
Hey man, hey. Yo, you know what? He that's my newest team member, and I was gonna give him a shout out, but he beat me to it. And I'm glad that you gave him the opportunity to introduce himself. He didn't even mention it, but he's actually an NFT artist, and he does his own artwork, and we're gonna be working behind the scenes. I'm all for the community. And anything that I present, I'm gonna seek approval from the community. And like the man just stated, man, he just dropped some alpha. That was that. For it probably went over some people's heads, but that was some big alpha right there. And just from the moment I explained the drip network ecosystem to him, he was just like, yo, this thing is a money printer. I got to get on board. And
what's the name of the space that he was that he was talking about that he's about to start?
Cafe Poetry Cafe, I believe
it's called Creators Cafe. That's a
Creators.
storm.
There you go.
Okay, Creators
I'll
Cafe.
post it up here if you want, but
Yeah,
again,
please.
Please don't leave the space. Drip communities, what's up? This is an educational platform for those that are trying to make money. So please do not leave the space until it closes down. But after that, you're more than welcome to rock on with us.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there you go. So I mean, again, I'm not one to shill anything, or just I'm a very humble person, and I'm just gonna be doing my thing behind the scenes and just trying to continue to contribute to the drip network ecosystem, man. And we just gonna continue to grow together, man. We have just a personal joke, you know what I'm saying? I consider drip community like a dysfunctional family, you know what I'm saying? Like we have our ups and downs. We don't agree on everything, but at the end of the day, we stand strong. So I'm not worried about it. You know what I'm saying? We just going through a little we're going through a little rough patch right now, but we gonna be glorious, man. We gonna come out victorious in this. So I'm looking forward to it. You know what I'm saying? Stack your drip. You know what I'm saying? Hydrate. If you ain't got the capital right now, just hydrate. You know what I'm saying? You DCAing. When every time you hit that hydrate button, you DCAing. So if you ain't got the capital, don't worry about it. If you're a small fish, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? I started with 10 drip, and I'm sure a lot of us did. You know what I'm saying? When drip was 100, 160. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I agree.
Drip we're literally 100. You know what I'm saying? We're just like literally at all-time lows right now. So you have the opportunity to, you know what I'm saying, increase your position and just basically take control of your financial future. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Totally.
best believe Drip is gonna be here. I'm 100% confident. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be building my team. And listen,
I already know because I'm on the team.
You either with it or you're not. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Go.
I mean, I'm sure everyone that's here is in agreement. No fudders are gonna show up to the Twitter space. You know what I'm saying? But if they are, they're more than welcome to speak. You know what I'm saying? I hope they would. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. We're here.
Yeah,
we're here.
Too.
It's an open platform. But at the end of the day, we already know all the FUD is not factual. You know what I'm saying? It's based on nonsense.
Yeah, and for me, if I think about the FUD, and Evan, you're up next in Trap DeFi, I'm okay with FUD, right? Because it's fear, uncertainty, and doubt. So if someone poses a question or a comment, it's all about how they phrase it and the delivery, right? Because you can voice fear, uncertainty, and doubt in a form of a question or a comment, and it's received like inquisitive. Like it's something that you're trying to figure out. And then you give me an opportunity to kind of help you further understand or maybe clear some things up for you. And then there's other people that are just simply hating with no information because they haven't spent enough time in the ecosystem to really understand it. So they're just spewing nonsense. Like that is where I just lack patience for. But if it's someone who's new to the ecosystem and they're concerned about something, like if they're looking at the chart and they don't quite understand why the price is going down, maybe we can help you understand that. Maybe we can help you understand why you should still have confidence in it. Like, again, the question was, why aren't we focused on drip? And it's because the animal form is the king of the jungle right now, right? there's concern about drip and it's being gate capped, right? People are concerned about the aspect of team building, right? So there's this, I don't know, this negative connotation associated with it. So we're trying to separate the two, right? So the animal farm is a lot easier for people to comprehend and wrap their head around. So allow Fork Shark to continue to build out the animal farm and get more people in retail involved. And once they start there, guess what? They're going to be introduced to all the other products inside of the ecosystem. So we're going to get money kind of flowing down to all these other projects, and we still win. So right now, we've got a newborn baby, and it is the animal farm. Drip is a toddler. It can move around on its own, right? The animal farm is the newborn baby. It requires a significant amount of attention. And then at some point, he's going to focus on both kids, right? We just got to be patient. Evan, you still there, my friend?
What's going on? How are you guys doing?
Fantastic. Thanks for kind of chiming in and want to speak. That takes courage, my friend. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I used to, back in my first DeFi days, I was a big part of Safe Moon and all that stuff, and we had spaces with hundreds of people, and it was nuts. So it's, I've been in Drip since February of last year, been DCAing ever since. I maxed out in March, so
Woo!
I'm ready to go. Been piling on ever since. I have a couple of friends who are in Drip, and they're not the type that are big on Twitter. I mean, I'm not even big on Twitter. I might post every once in a blue moon, but we sit there and just talk about it all the time. Just thinking, brainstorming, thinking of ideas, all that stuff. And this is pretty much what we always kind of get down to, the nitty gritty. So even if Drip goes down, I don't care, 30, 40 cents. All it's going to take is $1 million in buying volume, and that supply's going to get eaten up like it's candy. Like, I don't think people quite understand. When we first started in DeFi, the original, you always heard of trillions of coins, billions of coins.
Correct.
You sat there and thought 8 zeros and a 1 was, oh my God, one day, what if it reaches a penny, blah, blah, blah. And the problem was it was never attainable because there was never enough buying power to get that supply. With Drip, regardless if the price is $1 or 10 cents, if that supply can stay at a consistent level, even if I'm throwing nightmare scenarios out there, even if we got up to 15 million supply and the price was 10 cents, you got one big whale that comes in there and just knocks it all down.
Absolutely.
And it's going to just be an ever-rolling train.
Absolutely.
Just like it was back a year ago. And the thing that I keep thinking of is this. Everyone sits here and says, a lot of the people say, make multiple wallets. And, when you're claiming from your wallet, send some to another wallet, start the process. 80% of the people who bought in a year ago when this started going, I guarantee you 80% of them don't care. They just want to claim whatever they can get out of it and leave. And that's fine. But that's when the real movement starts, because that means less claiming a day. And that means all of them are out of there. I guarantee you only 10, 20% of us are sitting here really digesting the fact of, so here's my game plan. I'm going to take 3 days when I max out. I'm going to claim it. I'm going to put it in my bank to recoup my, the money I put in it. 3 days is going to go to buying dogs in the animal farm. And 1 day is going to go to another wallet. And if you do the math, if you get to 4,000 drip in your deposit, you are 6 months away from maxing out that wallet. So if you do this in rotation, you literally should never have, once you max out, you should never have a wallet that you can't claim from that day forward, ever. As long as Drip's around, you'll always have something to claim every day.
Nice.
Because if you get to 4,000 drip, you hydrate that for 6 months, that gets you to 100,000. So if you take 1 day a week for, I think it was 22 or 23 weeks straight. So my plan is on every Monday. Monday is the suckiest day of the week, so why don't make it suck a little bit more? And you have that as your 1 day you throw into a new wallet. And then if you just constantly keep hydrating that, by the time your first wallet is done, your second wallet is able to be claimed at that very moment. So that's my little game plan. That's just my hope. I don't care if drip gets down to a penny. I'm ride or die. I sat there and told my friends, said I could have sat here 3 months ago and I could have taken $200 a day. I don't want that. I want financial freedom. I want to be able to do what all Stunner did, all those others did. I hope that 50, 60, 70% of the wallets that have been claiming for the last year are done. And when we are in the ultimate bull run, that's when it starts. So that's just my thought.
Yeah, you're definitely right about that, bro. I made a video on like wallet assignments. Like we're at a point in Drip where it's so cheap that we could assign a wallet to do different things. Maybe one wallet just to stack your dogs, another wallet to stack your pigs, another wallet just to claim for yourself. Like there's so much possibilities when you really think about the math behind it. And I truly appreciate the math that you did to show everybody that you could win in multiple ways with a drip faucet. And the smart people's doing the math. The smart people is educating themselves. The smart people is understanding what to do, and the dumb people's claiming and flooding, and that's all they're doing. But their bullets are going to run out, right? They can't sell forever, right? They could sell, but eventually the ammo is going to be done. So yeah, you're definitely right about that one.
Well, I think drip is going to run in cycles just like everything else runs in cycles. I really do. I mean, I know it might take a little longer than most, but the majority of our community came in about a year ago. So, and my thought is, once they saw the price going down, they probably started claiming. And I guarantee you, I wish there was a tool that we could view to see how many are actually towards the end of their life cycle. But I guarantee you, a good portion of wallets, probably since April or May, when they start seeing the price go down, the people that didn't believe and they don't care and they just want to get as much as they can drain out of it and be done. I guarantee you, come April or May, the claiming will be a lot less than it is now. At least that's my hope. So
Yeah, definitely.
I agree. Let's do this one. Oh man, I keep saying it, but we keep humming along, and people
Keep it
keep joining
going,
the
man.
call.
Keep it
I'm
going.
loving it, yo. I'm good. Who's on here that I invited? That would
Yo,
be
trap,
Trap
trap
DeFi.
DeFi, trap
Yes.
DeFi.
What's going on, sir?
Yo,
Trap
yo, yo,
DeFi.
yo. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir. We can. Welcome, Trap DeFi.
Ain't gonna be able to be long, man. I'm a little busy and shit too, but I'm a little busy, man. But I had to say something, you know.
Right on.
Yeah, how y'all living though, man? I've been in the chat for a while now, man. One
I
thing I want
see.
to say is if I can do it, anybody can do it. Cause my life was shitty as fuck.
Okay. Okay. Did
Straight
you
up,
want to
man.
share? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I can share a little bit. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
From about to die to prison time to being in the streets a lot, man. It's ridiculous to crypto to being up fucking over 75,000 in Bitcoin is
Oh,
and that's just Bitcoin, you know. But I'm a
yeah.
little diverse. As y'all ain't noticed, my posts are random. I talk about all types of coins. I love Drip, of course, but I talk about crypto in general, right? So I know
Yeah.
a little something. But one thing I love about you guys is y'all put in that work. Y'all go through the back door and find these answers that people like me just don't find, you know?
Right on.
And I respect that and I appreciate that, man, for sure.
Right
But one
on.
thing, like y'all was saying about the supply and how cheap things can get, like you said, either one or two whales. I got you. either 1 or 2 whales come and kill all that. So it's easy, right?
Yeah, it is easy.
We playing this game that's very obtainable. Like we playing on veteran mode, and these other guys are playing on rookie, and I'm starting to see that. And
That's a good one.
I'm a little blessed. You know, I made good gamble plays, and um, I got other things I do in real life, but I've made my. Wait, hold on. Can y'all still hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you much better now.
Yeah, I had to take my headphone out. It was a little shitty. But
Okay.
I think I feel better because I've made my money back with other things. So I'm not really tripping, right? It's not like a loss, if anything. Does that make sense?
It
But I
does.
try to tell people you can do it too. Like for example, that pump we had a week or two ago, not just with Drip, the whole crypto pump when Bitcoin and everything, the bunk coin and all these weird coins was pumping. People should have took profits because I'm pretty sure you got some altcoins that was pumping. You should have took a little profit.
Good point.
You know it's going to dip again. You buy in. It's going to be a while on this tree. You buy in again.
And that's just, let's not let that go unnoticed. No matter whatever crypto asset you're in, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, I don't care, drip, animal farm, dogs, at some point you've got to take profits. And here's one thing that shocks me, but it should not have, right? Because again, you get messaging from different influencers and they're right. Let me say that again. You get different messages from different influencers and they're all right. They're right because they're doing what works best for them. And that may not necessarily be true for you. So my best example, when some folks are saying, hey, perhaps in this one example, I'm not going to sell dogs. And you may not decide to sell dogs because you've got a different plan. But then when you see someone like Stunner Breezy, who's not hurting for money, sells dogs, then you realize you got to go back to the core principles. Always remember to take profits, right? If a whale is taking profits and I'm not a whale and I'm not taking profits, I'm hustling backwards, right? So follow the money. If the whale's taking profits, you better take profits, right? Don't just have the money sitting on the table forever. At some point, you're going to need it, and you better take it when it's high. Otherwise, you're hustling backwards.
That's facts, man. That's big facts.
Yeah.
So, but that's why I tell people you gotta, and it's not a set date like, oh, I have to take profits on this day. It's if you feel good, if you feel like you want to take it.
Yeah, it's your
because
money.
that button is available. Anybody tell you hit another button. But but like I tell people, if you in it for the long run, like the real long haul, why not just try to max out at least one wallet? Max out one wallet.
That should be everyone's goal in Drip.
Because I've been in Drip since March 11th of last year, and I'm kissing the Max Wallet's face right now.
Right on.
Like I ain't touched it yet, but in about 80 days I should be there.
That is love. And shouts out to everybody who's out there DCAing and accumulating, despite what everyone else is saying in the macroeconomic. I appreciate everybody holding diamond hands on the phone. Way to go. Way to lock in and stay committed to get to your Max Wallet. And I hope you guys get there much faster than you thought. The price is affordable. If you can, get some more Drip. Yeah. All right, guys.
I'm gonna drop the mic, y'all. I gotta get back to work, but
right
y'all
on.
be safe. Love all y'all, man.
I appreciate that, Trap DeFi. Look, guys, how we feeling? I appreciate everyone hanging in there. It is 7:22. I'm gonna give you your evening back. For my speakers, is there anything else you guys wanted to leave the listeners with?
Hey, yeah, I'm gonna take the opportunity just to say, man, let's just all stay encouraged. We're in this for the long haul. You know what I'm saying? We all pretty much have the same mindset, and as long as we continue to build, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna evolve. You know what I'm saying? The community is gonna evolve. Eventually we'll filter out the bad actors. You know what I'm saying? As Forex continues to add utility, it's also gonna improve, the sustainability as well. You know what I'm saying? And layer two, layer two is a sleeper right now. People really sleeping on layer two. And
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
oh man, I'm just stacking my drip. You know what I'm saying? I'm just quietly, and I just got a grin on my face because
I'm
I
with you.
know.
NYC Crypto. You got me
Listen,
smiling. Right on.
let me just say this for the record, right? I'm human, right? And I also have my days where I'm like, man, I'm discouraged. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm watching the price go down. I
Facts.
watched it go down from all-time high all the way to where it's at now, right?
Yes.
And then I say to myself, man, but we have Forex Shark as a developer, and he hasn't let us down. And he's not gonna let us down. You know what I'm saying? He's cooking right now, and right now he's giving everyone an opportunity to whale up. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
To ride this next wave.
Yes.
When he presents this next platter, you know what I'm saying, this next 3-course meal,
Yeah.
it's gonna be, it's gonna be that steak and that lobster and that filet mignon and all that. And
Excellent.
everybody that was mocking us, because there's a lot of fudders out there, we getting mocked, we getting crucified right now. We just literally walking up Calvary Hill, and they're trying to crucify Drip, but it's
Yeah.
we're about to get resurrected.
Right on.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just a matter of patience. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Forex Shark,
well said, man. Well said.
yeah, he gonna drop that bomb, man. He gonna drop that bomb real soon. I mean, there's so much utility coming. It's like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, you either jump on the bandwagon or not. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm there,
Right
100%.
on. I know you are. Let's get it. Experience Crypto. Do you want to leave everybody with something?
Nah, I mean, just staying focused and keeping in mind that everyone out here is a pioneer in their own right, in their own communities. And like in NY Crypto was saying, like, you get discouraged. You may have seen, what happened when Drip was up at this price and seeing it pull back to this price and seeing different personalities come in and out. You know what I mean? And I typically just try not to even pay attention to that bullshit. You know what I mean? Because just like anything else, you can change the channel. You know what I mean? You can listen to and watch what it is that you want to. So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You have to do and be what keeps you inspired, right? And again, going back to that whole change in the world thing, like, it starts with, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Because you really can't do much about shit in China. You know what I mean? If you ain't living in China doing shit, then don't worry about it, right? But in the meantime,
Absolutely.
you go ahead and spread the word, spread the knowledge, not trying to force it. Again, you cannot convince people about nothing. You can't do it, right? They will see from your transition. They will see from, what, again, going back to what people can see, taste, and, feel, or whatever the case is, that, that's what's going to be. And then meanwhile, you know what I mean? You'll be sipping, Mai Tais, you know what I mean? Feet kicked up under the palm trees and shit, talking about what took you so long.
Absolutely.
So that's all I'm gonna say about that, though.
Right on. Moonshot, did you want to leave the people with something?
Yeah. I just want to say that one year ago, I used to listen to Experience Crypto every single day.
Right on.
And I remember the days when
oh shit, man! I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that.
I used to listen to you all the time. I got into so many miners because of Experience Crypto. And the one thing that I realized is no one is Experience Crypto 24/7. No one's a Moonshot Max. Everybody has their own journey, right?
Exactly.
And we never know the greatness that's inside of us, because a year ago I was listening to Experience Crypto 24/7, and 1 year later I'm talking to him on a Twitter space.
Come on. Let's go.
Let's go. That's it.
Yeah, that's a big honor, man. That I am more
Come
than
on.
honored. You know what I mean? I don't even know how to come back at that, but yeah, it is a just a real blessing. I mean, again, to be able to even hear something like that from someone that, like I said, I don't know that I've inspired anyone, but you confirmed it. You know what I mean? I just want to keep it moving and be an example, right? Be a good
Yeah.
steward and all that.
And
Yeah.
that's what I want to be too. I want to set the example. I want to use my gifts and talents the same way Experience Crypto did it. I want to do the same thing, and he trailblazed the path. Now I'm following it, and hopefully someone is gonna say that about me 1 year from now or 2 years from now.
Absolutely.
So
Come on,
They
Mo.
already are, man. They already
Come
are.
on. Yo, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Right on, Moonshot. All right, Evan, I want to make sure. I think your hand is up. Did you want to say something else as we wrap up?
Just want to add one last
Right
thing.
on.
In the last year, I think I've been in a lot of crypto communities, a lot of that. But the one thing in Drip that I've noticed is people in Drip are a family. People in Drip are, backing each other. And whenever one of us is down, one of us is there to pick us right back up and give us a little bit of positivity that we need. We all have our outside lives. We all have our challenges in life. And, if you can come in here in a Twitter space for 30 minutes and it brightens up your day, then that's probably not much better than that with a community. So you got to remember, last, you go on CoinMarketCap, you look at the top 100 cryptos, they're all down 80, 90% from the all-time high. They all
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
Bitcoin, when people were saying Bitcoin was dead at 3,000, it went up to 60. Just got
Yeah.
to think about that, the mindset. So, much love to everybody, and, we got this. Just got to wait a little while longer. Bull Run's going to be here before we know it, so.
Right on, Evan. Well said. Well, look, guys, I don't know how I follow all the rock stars. So I'm just going to say this. I'm going to remind you guys at the top of the Twitter spaces, everyone's Twitter handle should be pinned. Do me a small favor. Go ahead and follow them. And then also head over to their YouTube channels and subscribe to their channels. So we're going to do Twitter spaces every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. The nice spin is we're going to have a special guest every week. So if you feel courageous enough and you have some insight, some value to add to the community, and you want your 30 minutes of fame, go ahead and DM me in Twitter and we'll get you guys scheduled, because we want to hear from the community and it's important that we get different perspectives. All right. So here's an opportunity for you to kind of put your brick in, right? Put your work in. All right. And let me say this one other thing, because I was about to get off to something different, but I want to wrap it up. We'll just say this. I've got a saying. I wish everyone peace and prosperity. And until the next time we talk, I want everyone to stay hydrated. All right? Be safe in those streets, everybody. Enjoy your evening. Moonshot, Trap, NYC, Experience Crypto.
Yo,
yes,
good
Yes,
sir.
night.
sir.
Good
Mark,
night. Good night.
Evan,
Yeah.
come
Yeah,
on,
thank you
man.
guys. Thank you guys.
I
Thank you.
respect and appreciate all of you guys. I see you, West Side Egan. That's my guy.
Always there.
The
Always there.
Ninja Susie, Crypto
Todd
Hey
Nugs,
yo,
Bad
hey
baby.
yo,
Trap.
hey
Todd,
yo,
hang in there. Let's go.
yo, my teammates, yo. We're gonna have to do something about this NFT situation with the Guardians of the Reservoir.
I got you. Quentin, did you leave me? I see you, Quentin. Right on. I want to make sure I shout out everybody. Vincent Vega, what up?
What up? What up?
DPMD, I see you. Who else is on here? Okay, is it Nakes LOL? NAKSLOL. I see ya. Welcome. There's my girl, Ant Girl. Come on, get them ladies on the faucet on Twitter Spaces. Small request. Sleepy in the building. I think I hit everybody. Crypto Karina 64. Nice way to hang in there.
Mm-hmm.
Dog
DPMD.
man Dripper. Come on, man. If I missed you, raise your hand because I want to shout you out.
We got Tony. Tony
Tony.
now.
Tony. Welcome, my friend. Hey, Share. Let everybody know this is how we get down every Wednesday. This is for you. And you can tell, man, it is insightful, educational, and entertaining. And it's free. Come on. We'll be here every Wednesday at 5 o'clock. Let's go. All right. We out, everybody. Take care.